Okay. This should be working. Hi, Kaito. How you doing? I apologize. It's a fun, shit. What are you doing? Yay! Whether the chat's working or not. Sorry. I apologize. Hi. How you doing? We are continuing case number 4. Oh, shit. Of Dual Destinies today. I don't know whether my mic's at the right level. We'll find out eventually. You have a job into it in 4 hours? Good luck! You can do it! We will probably be going more than that, so the VOD will still be up eventually. But yes, the cosmic turnabouts will be headed out in like 3-ish? Heck yes, good luck! Let us play case number 4. Oh, my follower goal decided it wanted to reappear. That's good. So I'm eating food and drink of the day is coffee and water. In the middle of the Space Center bombing trial, we had another bombing incident. Case number 1. This one destroyed courtroom number 4. Furthermore, Apollo suffered massive injuries from being there when the bomb went off. Flashback, flashback, flashback. Unfortunately, Juniper Woods was fingered as the courtroom bomber. Ooh. Athena and I knew she had to be innocent, so we took her case on. We managed to clear Miss Woods' name. But Apollo sustained further injuries when he was attacked by Ted Tonate. Ooh. December 19th, 3:21. Why specifically 3:21? Not 3:20? 3:15? 3:30? Really?
Apollo's a tough guy, but this is taking its toll on him.
Yeah, poor guy. Being attacked by Tonate like that on top of all of his other injuries. Apollo is resting at the nearby Hickfield Clinic. Oh no, not there. The Hickfield Clinic from game number 4. That was not a good clinic. Oh. Soup. I've had some experience with that place myself. After all, the last time I got hit by a car. What an awful turn of events. I never thought he'd land in a hospital of all places. And now there's been a murder! You must miss him too, huh? Now you don't have anybody to tease, at least. Don't worry, he'll heal quickly and be back before you know it. Give me a second. Boop. There we go. My fan is just going, oh my god. It's been a while since I last saw Trucy look so down. We won the court case, yet nobody feels much like celebrating.
Alright, enough of this, people! This is no time to be moping around. Now dry those eyes, both of you.
You're the only one who's crying, Athena.
Well, technicalities. Look, we have work to do. We have to take over.
Take over what exactly?
Apollo Space Center case, of course. As no verdict's been reached, there's still a chance. I agree with Athena. We should pick up Mr. Starbuck's defense. We have to avenge our fallen comrade.
Apollo hasn't exactly fallen. He's still alive, you know. Give me a second. That's incoming, by the way. Also, drink of the day is coffee and water.
Now that's settled, let's get going. Come on, we gotta run.
Wait, right now? We better not be running the whole way. Oh, there she goes. I'd better go catch up. Can you take care of the office, Trucy?
Sure thing, Dad. Let's be careful out there. In the meantime, I'm gonna bake some cookies and fill up my magic pants for you.
Lovely, great. She seems to be feeling a little better. I can always count on Athena to perk everyone up with her enthusiasm.
Look, she's back. Don't mind me, I just forgot a few things. Wallet, phone, documents, my bag.
Sounds like you forgot everything. I always count Athena for that too. Oh my god, me.
Alright, you two, let's be careful out there.
What did I give Starbuck as a voice? I don't remember, genuinely. I think he was very similar to Larry. I'm writing 4 down. Give me a second. I think I did him quite similar to Larry. I'm gonna write that down. Oh gosh. Woo! So our client is one Mr. Solomon Starbuck. As we went over last time, we do know what this pun name is. Sol being sun, and Starbuck being a slang for an astronaut. Yugi, how you doing? We're playing Dual Destinies, and we're doing stupid voices. Oh my god! And yes, I will still be up at like 3 AM to watch Zerts anyway. Woo.
That's right. He's a super famous astronaut who works in the Cosmos Space Center.
Hell yeah!
He was actually up out. He was actually up in outer space 7 years ago.
7 years ago, as per Ace Attorney terms. You seem to know quite a bit about him. Now I'm all excited to meet the man. Why the fuck am I still here? Wow, that was the longest sigh I've ever heard. Apollo told me all about you. You're Phoenix Wright, Apollo's mentor, right? Yeah, that's right. Mentor has a nice ring to it, honestly.
Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Starbuck. Wright and I have got you covered.
And you're, the new kid Apollo told me about. Wait, don't I know you from somewhere?
Huh? You mean, other than at your trial? I don't think so.
No, I definitely saw you. You killed a guy. Shut the fuck up. Stabs him through the glass. I guess so, my mistake. My memory isn't what it used to be, honestly. My mind and body are kaput. Same goes for my life. I mean, so astronautically unlucky. I had a bomb go off in the middle of my trial. Trying to defend me would be like trying to enter the stratosphere without a spacecraft. Yikes, he's serious. I don't remember murder. It's fine. Yikes, he's seriously got to stop depressing himself here. Hasn't he got antidepressants? We need to give him those. Because people keep trying to take away his medication. Let him have him.
Cheer up, Starbuck. Besides, that thing you said about entering the atmosphere, that just means we'll shine like shooting stars, right?
Like shooting stars, huh? You know, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? After all, that's what we were put on the Earth to do, right? Shine like stars? I guess I shouldn't mention that shooting stars burn out, but here we go! 3, 2, 1! To the stratosphere and beyond! No, let's not do this again. I feel alive now. You can go ahead and ask me anything you want. Obligatory Thunderbirds reference because of the fact that, like, that was what I started mentioning last stream, and I will continue it. Oh, where the fuck? Thank you, Vexen. Hydrate. Why is the head pats over there? Where did they come from? No, you're going back over here. Posture check and hydrate. Oh, drink of the day is coffee and ice water. Hello, welcome, Vexen. There we go. Cool. I feel alive now. I can go ahead and ask me anything you want. Did you murder the guy? Is that really all it takes? Hey, Vexen, how you doing? The case. Coffee for the Zets. Yes, me. I'm like a lucid dreamer, so it's even funnier watching this guy and going, oh my god, it's me. I sleep all the time. You've no memory at all of the incident? Why is this my character trait? I'm so ashamed. My memory of the time is as black and cloud as a dark nebula. And that's the only thing I'm gonna reference in this entire case, because I'm a one-note character.
Still, it's strange you don't remember a thing. Are you sure you didn't take one of those anti-anxiety pills like they said at the trial?
That's my medication, what do you expect? Flashback, 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 flashback. I have to jump and also get ready for the gym? Heck yes! It's true I've developed a fear of space because of what happened, but... And I was taking medication secretly every now and then when my anxiety got bad. Having a fear of space isn't something an astronaut can brag about, you know? Oh, the so-called Hat 1 miracle? It's been a terrifying experience. But I'm still an astronaut, come what may. I never take drugs that might impede my performance just before a launch. I big time sleepy, wheelie up every day on Toku weekend. Yes, yes. That launch meant everything to me. It's more certain than the theory of relativity. Don't spout physics at me. Please don't. He sounds like a completely different person. This is the face of the astronaut I know.
But the tranquilizers were found in your system.
Probably because Clay gave them to him. Because he was the one who was not feeling good. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know what I'm done for. If you didn't take him, then maybe somebody slipped them to you. You helped to assemble the rails for a fluorescent lamp? Ooh, cool. Lamps. Yes! Multiple lamps. Exactly, that's what I thought. Must have been the real culprit. My medication was in my locker. Anybody could have gotten their hands on it. Well, that's not good. You should probably put like a DVD. DVD, it's working! Yay! Because I didn't think it was gonna work.
Maybe the real culprit also planted the detonator switch in your pocket.
Yeah, that's gotta be it. I've been framed. I'll say, they even managed to plant your print on the switch before slipping it in. I was making a demon killing blade from Yes! Supernatural! I got back into that recently. Oh my god, I love it. It's a real possibility. Do you remember anything else that might be relevant? Supernatural, Dean, Sam, Castiel. Yes. Anything at all, no matter how small, like about the murder weapon, for example. That knife, I think it came from one of the Space Center's utility kits. Utility kits? Yeah, do you not know what a Swiss Army knife is? Staff who work on machinery are given these special toolkits to use. All the technicians have them, so I doubt you could prove whose knife it is. Unless you check who's got the knife, you know? Well, you could probably just look at all the technicians and go, who's missing their knife? Sam, I got turned into a cube! The Hat 1 miracle. As I recall, your last trip into space was 7 years ago. That's right, it was, a pretty rough experience, honestly. During that mission, we had all kinds of problems with craft. You did? What kind of problems? Power failure, oxygen leakage, busted radio, cracked windows, loose control column, even headpads. The heat shield came off as we were in the atmosphere. I thought I was a goner. No, Hugh O'Connor was the last guy we had to defend. But I managed to make it somehow with the popsicles and ice packs from the freezer.
No wonder they dubbed it the Hat 1 miracle.
It's a miracle you made it back. Space is a boundless place. That's why it continues to capture people's imaginations. But the vastness of space shows us how insignificant we are in the scheme of things. I mean, the darkness just goes on and on forever, and ever, and ever, without end. There was nobody else there. Nobody was gonna come save me. I was all alone. All alone, with nothing to listen to but the sound of my own breathing and heartbeat. And when Silly's coming, I kept scrambling to make repairs, but I couldn't keep my hands from shaking. Meanwhile, Athena,
Oh my god, you might have murdered a guy.
shut the fuck up. Anyway, experience like that would make anybody afraid to go up into space again. See, somehow, this guy is getting better, like, conversations than Maya does in Spirit of Justice. My god.
With the experience you had, weren't you dreading the mission?
What? No, of course not. Even now, I want to go up into space so bad I can barely stand it. Or shake off the Earth's gravity, escape velocity, and spin around weightless. If I was in some sort of, if I was in such a situation, I'd take some sort of MP3 player. Yeah, that feels like something they should do. I swear they take all sorts of tech up there. Isn't this supposed to take place in like 2027? Surely they'd have something.
You have to admit it was pretty harrowing. Weren't you even a tiny bit afraid?
Because this came out in 2013, I think. I was afraid. Of course I was, still am. But space is man's final frontier, an unknown world. The cosmic truth is out there waiting for us somewhere. The cosmic truth, huh? Doctor Who? You sound better. Yeah, I feel a lot better since last week. I keep thinking about words instead of writing them fair. Same, like, I'm really bad at writing. I guess there are people looking for the truth in every walk of life. No matter how afraid I am, I'm sure I can manage. If I give in to my fear, I'll never find the truth. As long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight. One thing's for sure, Starbuck's passion for space is undeniably the real deal. Honestly, this guy has had a better thing, like a better heart-to-heart with Phoenix than Maya did. Just gonna quickly mute to just drink. Gotta make sure to unmute because I'm very bad at remembering to unmute. You got a lot further than I thought you did last week. Yeah, we got to, we went through the first trial segment of case number 4 after we finished case 3. So it took us to about 4 hours. I'm writing a video right now and I wrote what you said accidentally twice. Oops. Oopsie daisy. One thing's for sure, Starbuck's passion for space is undeniably the real deal. The victim. The victim, Clay Terran. Wow, Rockman. He was kind of like your protege, wasn't he? You enjoyed the whole, hey, case 1 happened anyways. Yeah, it was like, oh no, Ted comes back with the bomb. You know there's a bomb out here. Shit. It's kind of gonna blow. Also, I definitely didn't do the murder. And then it goes, Athena's cuts from crying and Apollo going, well, I'm leaving you guys. Fuck you. It wasn't a big exaggerated deal like a master and apprentice or anything like that, but Clay did think of me as his mentor. The mentor and the protege. What a combination they must have been. With his encouragements, I knew I could get over my fear and get back into space. But now? Not gonna lie, I don't understand why case 1 happened when it did. Yeah, it feels like it should have happened. It felt like case 1 should have been case 4. Yeah, it undeniably worked better when it was case... If case 1 was case 4... Or case 4, or case 3, whatever, and having it be between case 4, it would work a lot better because of the fact that it's like... We didn't know who Candice Arm was before. We didn't know who Ted Tonate was before. And then it's just kind of like, oh, yeah, these characters are here and they're dead now. Oh, okay. Get Case 1 was easy, but it could have easily been so much harder. Yeah. It was very hand-holdy, especially for a Case 1.
Clay must have been very encouraging, huh?
Yeah, it's funny, really. Whenever I'd hear him shout, "You're fine!" I always got the feeling of everything was gonna be fine, which is where Apollo gets it from.
You're fine? Apollo says I'm fine and you're fine all the time too. And I always feel encouraged whenever I hear him shout it.
Yeah, Clay and Apollo were best buds. Used to come visit the Space Center a lot, ever since they were high school kids. This is never mentioned apart from one throwaway line in Case 3 before this. It's not even mentioned in Case 1. One day out of the blue, Clay even told me he wanted to be my protege. A twist that the detective witness is murdered before you can cross her. Yes! It would have been really good to know, because it would have been cool because it goes, we'll bring in this big detective who knows what's going on, and she probably is gonna be the person who lets you pin down the actual murderer, and then she gets killed before you can do it, and that's when Case 1 happens. Rather than having her die right at the beginning, with you not knowing who she is, and then getting to this point and going, oh yeah, she's dead now. Damn. Oh well. Going back to my soup. Anyway. Those two hung around the Space Center so much they were like a part of the staff. This is never mentioned before this. One time during 0G, I started trying to panic a little bit. 0G man, 0G man, 0G man. Oh my god, I remember that. And the two of them took turns shouting, "You're fine," over the radio. 01. Anyway, it was a simple thing, but it was exactly what I needed to hear. So I'm fine and you're fine were like Apollo and Clay's secret phrases, huh? I wish I could ask Apollo more about Clay and their relationship now, but unfortunately, he's just gone up and left us.
Speaking of Clay, how do you suppose he climbed down the ladder with you over his shoulder?
He dropped me, that's why. Sorry, but I can't even begin to imagine. But he actually did climb down that ladder, so a way has to exist. Was there like a second lift? From the freedom of space to the walls of a cell. That prosecutor said the dark night sky isn't half bad through barred windows. Hey Blackwell, where is he anyway?
You're fine. Saul Starbuck is fine. Everything's gonna be alright.
Foreshadowing writing in game only exists in same game. Exactly. Huh?
And Athena Sights is fine. Come on, Mr. Wright. You too.
Do I really have to? Phoenix Wright is fine.
I can't hear you.
Phoenix Wright is fine.
We'll get you back into space yet, Mr. Starbuck. Believe in your own innocence and have faith in us.
Apollo believed in you wholeheartedly, and that's good enough for me. I believe in you too. Thanks both of you. You're damn right, hot-ass man, right? I've got to make it back into space. All I need first is a not guilty verdict. Sure feels nice to reassure ourselves every now and then that we're all fine. I mean, you're gonna lose your job at this. You're probably gonna lose your job now that you've been convicted anyway. It's what happens to a lot of people.
Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's get our investigation of the Space Center started. Pronto!
Good idea. Let's go. Bye. I'm leaving you now. Entrance. December 19th. Oh, this is a little bit further on. Oh my god. It does give me the vibe of the NASA one in, is that in California? I'm very stupid. I love the idea of realism in these games. Yeah. I was wondering what kind of place a space center would be. It almost looks like an amusement park of the future. Epcot! Epcot ball.
Do they know you even let the public see their rockets up close?
And a lot of rockets are in airports now, so you could probably go and do that as well. Innocent verdict don't matter. We all think you did it. Exactly. Even we're your lawyers and we think you did it.
So check it out. Look how brightly the Gaiaxa logo shines in the sunlight above the entranceway.
Wow.
I really dig the stars and rocket motif.
Gaiaxa, huh? Isn't that the new name of the new Spectral Space R&D program?
Yeah, but why the strange acronym? I mean, what is Gaia supposed to stand for? Galaxy?
If that were it, the whole thing would just be something like Galaxy Exploration Agency. Which, if you ask me, I'd have abbreviated to GAXA, or even Gaia, because Earth.
I guess so. I know, maybe the person who came up with it just really likes the letter Y.
This exchange is beginning to feel oddly like deja vu. I swear we had this conversation with Myra at one point.
This place is more than just a research facility. It's also a tourist attraction.
Oh, who is this character? Tourist attraction, don't make me laugh, it's a monument to the human... Is this Yuri? Yes, it is. Okay, oh god, I'm gonna have to write his voice down. Give me a second. Vaguely Baltic. Time to figure out how to do this accent, because this is gonna be fun. Galactic scooter, full speed ahead. This character should be Yuri, right? Yep, this is Yuri. Hi, old man. He's definitely got a knife under that coat.
Yikes, who's this geezer and what do you want?
Look upon me and look well, beyond the great power of space science. Pardon me, but you are... Dude's gonna war. My glorious name is Yuri Cosmos. I am the director of the Cosmos Space Center, the center of the cosmos.
Boss, that was pretty urine-inducing, not gonna lie.
This person's the Space Center's director, then that means... Also, how old is Athena at this point? 18, God.
Aha! So you were one of the first to discover Clay's body, weren't you?
So I think, yeah, she is Gen Z, I'm fairly sure. Like, this is 2027, yeah. Couple of years younger than me, though, God. And who's the first? Flashback, 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 flashback. Candace is dead, so we've got this guy. That is correct. I was honored to be the very first man in all of space and time to discover the body. That's not an achievement. Let us talk of the incident. Are you by any chance the space police? SPD emergency. No. You can't tack the word space onto any old thing, you know.
We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We're here to investigate his case. Oh, and we're Earth lawyers, by the way.
I see. Yes, I've heard about you. I don't know where Scottish Kate's coming from, but we're living with it now. Shudder Radio 100. Yes. Oh my God, he's got a Mario star on his button. You got a Mario star. In that case, by my esteemed privilege, I grant you permission to investigate. I trust you are appropriately grateful. Now go ahead, have at it.
I can already tell he is going to be in nothing but trouble.
Don't let him hear you say that, or you will see what trouble really is. Trucy will appear if you say that. Let's just be professional and ask about where he found the body, okay? Hello. So, as director, what do you do here at the Space Center? Specifically. Yuri Cosmos and Super Mario Galaxy confirmed? Oh my God, Super Mario Galaxy 3? Defend peace across the galaxy and promote space development in the country. No matter what obstacles stand in our way, we keep going for the sake of mankind. I have mixed feelings for this case. Yeah, this guy exists. I believe I used the word specifically in my question. I forgot that this guy was in this case. I thought he was a Case 5 character. But no, he's a Case 4 guy. Attention all personnel, to your break stations, prepare for break.
I get it. You just wander around and tell people what to do in a self-important manner.
That is exactly right, because I am an important man. My manner is important.
Mr. Wright, this man doesn't get sarcasm.
There we go. Cool. Ah, gosh. Well, there's bound to be some people like that here in the boundlessness of space.
Athena, did you need to tell me that one?
Yeah, exactly. What's that? You want to know what makes me important? Very well, I will tell you. I was the central figure of the Hit 1 project. You may proceed to be appropriately impressed. Now go ahead, have at it. And maybe more impressed if I knew what he did for it. Jesus Christ, the hand-holding won't even let me use my brain. Yeah, exactly. Could you tell us what you know about the incidents? I refuse. What? Explaining is a job for the common folk, not the director at the center of the cosmos. Well, fuck off then. My testimony, which will go down in space history, will be heard in the courtroom.
So, does that mean you'll be taking the stand tomorrow?
That is correct. I will be the most glorious witness in the history of mankind. Oh, look, I think it's the Tetris theme now. I love it. I'm not sure if he understands what being a witness is about.
Looks like Director Cosmos is the type that only talks about what he wants to talk about.
Also, considering the fact Apollo is fine right now, why is Apollo not on the case again? I think it's something to do with, I'm trying to remember the reason. It's the reason why he has the bandages. Because the one over his eye isn't because of an injury. The one over his eye is so that he can't use his bullshit lawyer power, from what I remember. And so he's trying to avoid using his bullshit lawyer power, so he's just not on this case, I'm fairly sure. I witnessed this event the most best way anyone in the galaxy, yes. And that's what I figured, but like, yeah, it feels like he could still be on this case and he could still be investigating because he was really adamant about going, I'm gonna take this case because I'm gonna get revenge for my best friend who died due to this horrible murder. And I'm like, okay. It's like, oh my god. Let's at least try to ask him about the things he might be willing to open up about. About Hat 1. The Hat 1 was a rocket that was launched into space 7 years ago. And despite numerous problems, it somehow made its way back home. I suppose it is part of my job to educate ignorant young folk. Very well, I will impart to you the complete story of the Hat 1 project. Thank you very much. Oh gosh. Hat 1's noble mission was to collect samples from an asteroid. And Starbuck was the pilot for that flight. Oh my god. Eventually, Hat 1 reached its planned orbit, from where it launched the Hope probe towards the asteroid belt. From there, the Hope probe began its long, lonely journey into the far reaches of space. As the boy has the bandages, it'd be nice if I saw why rather than being told later. Yeah, exactly. He just explains that, oh, I might have an injury in case 1. And then says it again in case 4. And doesn't tell us till case 5. And I was like, what the fuck? No. This satellite gives me Thunderbird 5 vibes. It reminds me of, like, why they just hated John in particular. Anyway, that moon is a hella moldy orange. Yeah. Yeah, why did case 4 start with that? After a terrifying struggle, the Hat 1 returned safely to Earth. The struggle was in the instant as the Hat 1 miracle occurred. And it truly was a miracle. Of course, they turned the ordeal into a movie. As for the Hope probe, it did eventually arrive safely at its destination. It makes sense that it's more of a documentary, but sure. It obtained a few samples from the asteroid and returned to Earth but a few days ago. So I'm assuming that's where the murder happened then. What kind of samples are they? The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. Regrettably, we've had no time to inspect the samples due to everything that has occurred. This puts our space development program ahead of other countries by several years. That's quite impressive. I guess this guy just isn't a loudmouth braggart after all. In the golden age of space development, our predecessors were successful in bringing a moon rock back. Foreshadowing. Anyway, this is the greatest achievement in the history of the Space Center. More foreshadowing. The public fell in love with space and all of its glorious potential. A moon rock, huh? I remember that being big. Our endeavor with the moon rock live on and work with other asteroid samples. It's not even for... Good time, see you later. Keep objecting those fools in their hand holding. Yay, see you later, Yugi. It's not even foreshadowing. I just keep writing foreshadowing and hopefully one of them will be right. This is my mission as the man who stands at the center of the cosmos. Chekhov's gun man. They pull out the moon rocket and he just shoots someone with it in Act 5. Wait, that's not even that far off. I'm fairly sure.
I hear there's lots of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization. And we're in a new space race with every other country.
Bite your tongue is not for anything so base as money or politics. It's for a brilliant future that awaits mankind and all for my illustrious mission. Ad break incoming. Apparently. With the recent budget cuts, my staff tells me finances are tight, but I won't hear it. I guess even a space program has to watch its budget. Yes, everything does. By the way, you seem awfully knowledgeable about this kind of thing, Athena.
Huh? Well, you know, I thought I better brush up. For the case, definitely.
Is that right? Well, I will be on my way. As you can see, I'm a very busy and important man. Electric scooter, fire up the main engine. Max battle speed and engage. Bye. I think it's surprisingly fast.
I guess we better get going too. You bet. Let's make it so.
Okay, what to do? Any ideas? Move. I guess we're going to the boarding lounge. We're gonna get any music here? Ooh, fancy. There's a gyroscope on the top. I love a gyroscope. So this is where Mr. Terran was murdered. Oh.
Yup, this is the lounge. Let's see that diagram the police made again. Right now we're in the main building here on the right side, on the 3rd floor. Clay and Mr. Starbuck fled here from Launchpad 1 after the explosion.
You there, no admittance without express permission.
We're Starbuck's lawyers. We've come to investigate.
Nobody gets in without permission, not even the police superintendent. Can't have Detective Fulbright getting mad at me.
So Detective Fulbright is here, huh?
He's in the Launchpad 1 corridor. Go get clearance from him and then we'll talk.
Leave it to me. I'm great at getting intel out of Detective Fulbright.
It's like Phoenix and Gumshoe.
Let's see, what trick should I use on him today?
I don't know if I should be grateful or afraid of her.
So, let's get to the Launchpad 1 corridor. We have to go through that door with the blue rocket, I think.
Wait, that door? Looks awfully familiar.
Good eye there, boss. This is the door Clay and Starbuck used during their escape from the launch pad.
That explains it.
The fingerprint system's been deactivated, so I think we can just pass through. So come on, let's go.
Why is there no music here? Can I make my own conclusions, please, about this game? Yeah. I'm waiting for some music. I just want to, like, go get some tissues and blow my nose. So this is it, huh? This is the corridor the two of them used in their escape. Is there any music in this section? Where is the music? A complaint I hadn't thought about. Yeah, music is at top volume. Where is it? Where the fuck did music go in the past 3 scenes? Surely we'd have like an ambient space lounge music or something. This is the corridor the two of them used in their escape.
This is the only thing connecting Launchpad 1 with the main building.
I see police tape down at the other end. I guess we won't be looking at the launch pad. I mean, we can go down the thingy. That's not covered with police tape. You can just duck.
After the explosion, the whole corridor must have been filled with smoke.
And the launch pad was probably a sea of flames. Must have been pretty scary.
Now, where could Detective Fulbright be? I think that's him over there.
What could I do? Where's his theme? Where the fuck is his theme? Which path is the path of justice?
He seems to be lost. That's funny. The corridor's a straight shot.
Huh? It's you, lawyer people. There it is. Oh my god. I'm just gonna quickly grab a tissue. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Just blow my nose. There we go. Okay, the music is actually back now. God. So you lawyer people, welcome to the Space Center. Enjoying a relaxing day off, are you? Here for a little rocket sightseeing? We're here to investigate the scene, same as you. Any info to share?
Boss, if he acts at all reluctant to give us information.
Okay, yeah, I have got it up. Okay.
We hit him with whatever should we do act.
I'm sure he'll fall for it. Sorry. I don't know why. I'm still like sneezing occasionally, and it's me going, really? I thought I'd gotten rid of this towel.
Got it?
we trying to catch the unruly family dog here or something? Info on the case, huh? I'll give you some. Alright, I'll gladly share some with you.
Huh? What just happened?
Detectives and lawyers, seeking truth and justice side by side. I like it. Take whatever you want from me, you info bandits. I'm in a generous mood today.
I don't know, there's something weird about Detective Fulbright today.
Well, we need information, so let's run with it.
If you say so.
Detective Fulbright, could you give us permission to investigate the crime scene?
There's an officer on guard and we can't get in. Whatever should we do?
That's an easy one. I'll let him know over there to let you in. Investigate your heart's content, honestly. Take a week if you need it. Month. Shall I have some snacks delivered? One of my men gives a mean neck rub. No, that's okay, but thank you. Definitely not the Fulbright I know.
Detective Fulbright's acting sickeningly sweet. It's kind of gross. Do you think he hit his head or something?
Who knows? Whatever the case, it's making our lives way easier. You were here at the Space Center at the time of the incident, weren't you, Detective? That's right, I was here at a security assignment. I don't know why I thought scrutiny there. That was not right.
The police are required to secure rocket launches. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, you know us, to serve and protect. The explosions occurred while I was here on duty, so I started leading the evacuation. Where was this foreshadowing the past 3 cases? Yeah, exactly. Like, where was this? He's leaving out a lot of details, but okay. Could you tell us more about what happened here? Of course, a bomb went off on the 2nd floor of the main building. Boom. Right after that, the one over in Launchpad 1 also blew sky high. So, I immediately instructed the visitors and the employees to evacuate to the shelter. The shelter? There's an evacuation shelter in the basement of the Space Center. It's there for accidents and emergencies, and the like.
So, where were you when the first bomb went off?
I was on duty in the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. I know where this line comes back up, and I hate that. The elevator wasn't working on account of the explosion, so... And the stairs on the 2nd floor were destroyed, so we couldn't go that way.
Wasn't it impossible to get down to the basement cellar?
Nope. We lowered an emergency ladder from a 4th floor window and escaped that way. It was a folding ladder, so it wasn't very stable, but at least it reached the ground. After I secured the ladder, I left to take another look around for any other survivors. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down too and headed to the shelter. AKA, for that segment, you have no alibi.
What an ordeal. But climbing down an emergency ladder seems kind of fun.
Thanks for your answers, Detective. You were very helpful. Just a moment, I have some more information to share with you. But don't tell Prosecutor Blackwell, okay?
Wow, and Prosecutor Blackwell usually has you on a short leash too.
I don't know why I'm blowing my nose so much. It's like, I've already gotten over this cold. It's like, why? Why? Well, never mind that. I thought you should know that there was a witness. The witness? Ooh, that's a game I should play at some point. Could you tell us more about the witness? Sure thing, it's got chess and puzzles and... No, not the game, the actual witness. Sorry. The witness was a Space Center employee who was on the 4th floor. Quickly take off my jacket. Ugh. It's getting a bit wham. While she was climbing down, she looked through a window into the 3rd floor lounge.
So she was looking into the crime scene from the outside.
That's right. It was just a matter of chance she saw something important. Not that I know what she saw exactly, though. She's a character we're gonna have to talk to. I'm excited to get to talk to her. She's a fun character.
You don't? But that's the most important thing.
Don't you worry. I'll get around to interviewing her soon enough. She should still be somewhere here in the Space Center. You might even run into her. 4th floor employee, huh? Alright, thanks for the info, Detective Fulbright.
Gee, you sure are being cooperative, Detective. A little too cooperative.
Yeah, this is kind of a rehash of what we know. Well, actually, I mean, we didn't do an investigation in the first half of Case 4. It just jumped us straight into a trial. And not... There you go. But as someone who knows a lot about Case 5, it's a little bit like, oh, it's a lot of... It does reappear a lot in Case 5. Something you can't talk about. Something like that. Anyway, never mind, don't worry about me. I'll be on my way now. Pulls out a gun and shoots him point blank.
What was that about? Something's definitely going on. I'm gonna get out of him the next time I see him.
Alright. I'm not so sure he'll talk about it, though. Well, we have permission to investigate. Let's head back to the boarding lounge. December 19th. I'm gonna be honest, this foreshadowing feels way too on the nose. Yeah, it feels like there should have been more little bits of foreshadowing as the game went on. So it's like in Case 2, when he first shows up, they should give him something random. Or in Case 3, and then, because we don't see him at all in Case 1, wing wing nudge nudge, because we don't see him at all in Case 1, despite him being in the courtroom.
Detective Fulbright has granted you permission to investigate. Looks like I should bring you some snacks or give you a neck rub if you'd like.
That's alright, but thanks for the offer.
It feels like, yeah, they're just trying to shoehorn it all in this case, rather than, like, actually figuring out how to write it in the middle of every case. I'm just gonna quickly eat some soup. Oh. Chicken soup's decent. It's going cold though, so oh well. Let's see. Where's that diagram? The lounge is on the 3rd floor of the main building. And according to Apollo, this is where a third party killed his friend.
Let's stop the recap and start looking for traces of a third person.
You read my mind. We'll make that our first priority. There's just one problem though. This room... It's so big.
Don't worry, we can use this to help us.
A space and a pamphlet for tourists?
Picked it up at the entrance. The maps inside should come in handy. Yup, here it is. A map of the lounge. This is the door we went through to talk to Detective Fulbright.
Yeah, that's the door with the fingerprint recognition lock.
Well, I guess this map will make things a little easier.
Okay.
No more excuses. Let's track down that third person.
Wait, there's just one more thing. What's the strange creature moving outside?
Oh, boss, it's just a holographic image.
Yeah, I knew that. Oh, that's a relief.
There should be a button somewhere in the room to turn the image on and off. That's this isn't painful anyway.
The only reason you're so eager to start is so you can push that button, isn't it?
And what's wrong with that? Let's just look for the button while we're looking for clues.
Let's get investigating. Alright, I'll examine. At first glance, it looks like a peaceful landscape, but then there's that creature.
Didn't the whole probe go to some planet? Maybe this is what the surface looked like.
I think it would have made the news if they discovered a creature like that.
It did make quite a bit of news though when the probe came back.
Yeah, but the Hope probe didn't even go to a planet, it went to an asteroid. It's a big rock, even aliens can't live there. Body. So this is where they discovered Clay.
He was already dead when they found him. Let's take a look at the photo.
It's been like 52 minutes. It's been like 50 minutes and we've continued. We're not even that far in the investigation. Holy shit. When he was stretched out like this, and what's that thing that looks like a thermos?
That's the thing Prosecutor Blackwell mentioned when I was in court. He said that it contains asteroid samples.
Right, Detective Cosmos mentioned something about that too. and they were brought back only 5 days ago by the probe that the Hat 1 launched.
I wonder what they look like. Do you think they'll let us see it?
Let's think about that after we've solved the case, okay? No, let's not think of that after we've solved the case. Oh, there's a remote here. There's some kind of panel with 2 buttons on it.
Let's push it. The invariable principle of buttons.
There's such things as buttons left unpushed. Oh, turned off.
The giant holographic image disappeared.
Yeah, the side of that wall seems kind of barren without it now. Still, let's see if we can't find anything new with the image off. That's some pretty futuristic looking furniture.
According to the pamphlet, those are no ordinary chairs. They're like amusement park teacup rides. You can power them yourself, it says. You spin the table, your chair spins too.
Why would anybody want to have something like that here?
It's for astronauts who have trouble with the device on the ceiling. No vertical spins. Since it's a training device, it's easy on the eyes and on the body.
It must really cool them an astronaut if they can't handle 0G. Go on a roller coaster. Those things are really easy. Those are apparently oxygen capsules for recovery after a training session.
I wonder if they can change your voice. Testing, 1, 2, 3. It didn't do anything.
It's not helium, Athena, it's oxygen. Okay,
a mirror, how thoughtful of them to put one here.
thoughtful.
So the ladies can fix your makeup. One's appearance is just as important at space as it is on Earth, you know? You never know when you're gonna run into some other life form.
I doubt anybody who thinks like that would ever become an astronaut in the first place. That's the left. Looks like there's 3 doors that lead in and out of this room.
Let's check. Drum roll, please. The Space Center pamphlet. We're here at this place that says Boarding Lounge 1. There are 3 doors. Let's call them lefty, righty, and downy.
People usually say west, east, and south, but sure.
Details. Let's take a look at the west door. That door with the rocket leads to Launchpad 1. And I know because it says here on the map, Launchpad 1.
So that's where we were with the detective. It was filled with smoke after the explosion.
Right, next up, the right-hand side, or east. That's the door with the satellite dish to signify communication, aka the control.
Definitely says control room. Looks like there's another door on the opposite side.
They communicate and exchange information with rockets and probes in space from here. So, it's the center of the Space Center. The Space Center, if you will.
Does everybody start to talk like Director Cosmos after they've been here a while?
But it seems they built a new command center on the 6th floor, which is what they used for the Hat 2 mission, so this control room was empty at the time.
I always want to see the inside of a mission control room, and since we're here...
I'd love to do it too, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to. You want to keep curious kids like you out. So the door is protected with fingerprint recognition. Only the director can go through.
With that much security, I'm definitely not the one they're looking to keep out, Athena.
Apparently the lock is also hooked up with a backup generator in case of emergencies.
Okay. Why that one? Okay. What about the last door?
This lower door, I mean the south door, leads to the elevators.
This is the door we came through when we entered this room, right?
Yup, and of course there is no fingerprint recognition, so it's open to anyone.
The elevators weren't working at the time due to the explosion.
Well, that's about it for the 3 muscadors of the boarding lounge.
Thanks, understanding the layout of the lounge should help us understand the case. That's what I thought we'd better have a look at grasp where all the doors go. Okay, cool. Give me a second. Ah! God, I thought it was a spider, but it's just a thread. God. Okay. What else have we got? Oh, that door.
Let's see. This door is...
Where's that pamphlet?
Here we are. It's the door to the corridor that leads to log pad 1. We went through it earlier when we went to talk to Fulbright.
I guess the security lock must be disengaged. They say the corridor was filled with smoke at the time of the bombing. This thing beside the door, it must be the fingerprint recognition device.
Which reminds me, I think Prosecutor Blackwell talked about it at the trial.
The notion of a third party. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. I mean, Yuri could have gone in there. or a couple of other people with clearance. Does it mean the bomber's prints were verified by the system? But the number of authorized personnel was supposed to be really small, like for the head patch.
Voila! Fingerprint powder. I bought it up. I brought it just in case something like this came up. I found it in the office. I've been itching for a chance to use it.
Wow, way to think ahead. Let's dust the fingerprint recognition device and see what we can find.
Now to sprinkle some here and a little over there and...
Do we not get to do it ourselves? Oh! What do you mean we didn't get to do it ourselves? Like, that's a big part of the Ace Attorney thing, of like, of like doing all the fingerprint stuff. What do you mean we don't get to do it? So where'd the music go? God damn it. Okay.
It's only a single set of prints.
Isn't that a good thing? Shoot, wish we could figure out whose prints they are. Although I doubt we'd be so lucky as to get the culprit's prints on the first try.
Well, I'm willing to bet Detective Fulbright has some fingerprint data.
It definitely won't be coming up later. And there's the security footage of this door too.
You were in court the other day. Wish we could see the part of the footage just after this bit.
Oh, because that'd be right before the murder. Let's ask the detective.
With the mood he in, he'll probably show it to us right away.
He's in almost too good of a mood today. Let's see if we can find him again once we're done with this room. Oh, wait. I'm gonna... Do we have the photo that we can have a look at? We do, okay. What does it say on the left-hand side with the hand? No, it doesn't say anything. Oh! The thingy's the other way. Here.
I wonder what this big knob is for. It looks like a knob on a stove.
Please never say the word knob next to me again. It's the same shape, but I think that's where the similarities end. Maybe it's behind a glass pane. What kind of stove would require security like this? The knob is straight up and down, so if it was for a stove, the burner would be off. Right, if it was for a stove. Still, I wonder what it's really for. Can you turn on by a knob that's not a stove?
But a rocket engine.
Oh, God. You had to start the engine here. The rocket would take off before you could get in.
I guess all we can say for now is it's a mystery knob.
Don't ever say that. This is the fingerprint recognition device. I guess you could put your hand on this hand mark and get somebody else's fingerprints on it. Give me a second, I'm gonna blow my nose. There we go.
Well, I guess you could try.
Now line up my hand with the outline. Go, things related to the case. Your print's all over that, and the next thing you know, you'll be named a suspect.
How can you be so cruel to a little girl like me?
You're not buying those tears, Missy. Okay, I think we've done everything in this area. Ooh, there's like a hatch thing. No, it's not letting me click it. Okay. Okay, this whole area's done. Oh, there's a crack.
You're right. Take a look at this.
It looks like a bullet hole. Great find, Athena.
Pretty big. Whoever fired the shot must have been using a pretty large gun.
I think so. Based on my experience, I'd say this was fired from a regular pistol.
Whatever size it was, somebody fired a gun in here, right?
Apparently, this is an important fact. Do you see a bullet around here somewhere?
The police must have taken it, though.
Okay. Let's ask Fulbright about this bullet hole later. What's this? It's another amazing piece of equipment. Walk on the surface of the moon, it says.
Oh boy, I want to try it. Gravity's weak on the moon, so I bet I could do some mid-air somersault.
We're still on Earth, remember? Besides, it's connected to the ceiling. At least I could jump really high. There's a sign on the wall very clearly says, don't jump too high.
And what good is this thing?
Didn't I say in the beginning, walk on the surface of the moon? Vent? Oh, lint, here. Hydration time. Grab more water. Make the hydrate.
I think I see something shiny down there.
Let's take this cover off then. Oh look, a bullet.
What's this? It looks like a metal jelly bean.
Don't eat it, it's a bullet. Give me a second. What was... Oop, okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you, thanks to, stream elements that is banned a bot. That's good. I was wondering what the fuck happened, but no, it was banned. Stream elements. It's really small, but it's a bullet. Only about 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter. Let's see, that would make that caliber 10?
Caliber refers to the diameter of a gun's barrel.
But I've never heard of a 10 caliber gun before. This bullet must be for a special kind of gun.
But if you tried firing a bullet this small with a regular sized gun, it'd just fall right out.
Yeah, it must have been a really small gun.
I wonder how the bullet ended up here. I mean, we're in the bottom left on the south door side of the room according to the map.
That's pretty far from where Clay's body was. Maybe the police didn't think to look here. Yeah, leave us to Detective Fulbright to accidentally hand us just the card we need. Okay. Anything else? Or is it just the bullet? Yeah. That's already been done. Look at hiccups now, god damn it. Oh, now it wants me to... What's this? A trapdoor.
It's a trash chute. The cleaning robots throw the garbage down from there.
The robots do the cleaning. What a futuristic world we live in. I hope they don't revolt like they do in science fiction movies.
No way. All the robots here are very nice. Let's do one in the Launchpad 1 corridor. You can go say hi to it if you want.
Okay. Don't think there's anything else we can... Oh, besides the gyroscope at the top. No matter how I look at it, all I can think of is torture device. But I guess it's a training device by getting used to zero gravity. Uh-oh, Athena has an odd glint in her eye. Does she think you're up trying that thing out? I should try and stop her, but I'm afraid she'll try and outmuscle me.
Look at that up there.
Oh. Some kind of fragment? It's stuck in tight. That's what the glint was about.
The color looks familiar. I think it's part of an oxygen tank.
I think you're right, but if that's here... Miss Clay's tank ruptured after they arrived at the boarding lounge. So, Prosecutor Blackwell's theory about Mr. Starbuck dropping Clay down the ladder must be wrong.
It proves both the astronauts were alive when they reached the boarding lounge.
So Apollo was right. The scene of the murder wasn't the launch pad.
Way to go, Apollo.
Okay, that's it. Oh, robot.
Welcome to the Space Center, guests. Welcome.
Yikes, what in the world?
My name is Ponko. P-O-N-C-O. Ponko.
Oh, Ponko.
Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you looking around? Choose one. I will guide you.
It's a robot?
I am not a robot. I am Ponko. Psychological observation and navigation companion. P-O-N-C-O. Ponko.
Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up.
Oh, Ponko, I've missed you.
Do you know this thing?
Oh, she showed us around the last time when I came here with Apollo. You're such a good girl, Ponko. That's a good girl. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy. So very happy.
Oh, a guide robot. That's pretty cool. My name is Phoenix. Nice to meet you.
I don't know you. I don't know you.
Huh? Ouch, that hurt.
She has to register people she meets for the first time. Please register him, Ponko. Certainly. Commencing guest registration. Please tell me your name. A nickname is fine too.
His name is Phoenix. A bit overly familiar, but I will allow it.
Phoenix, please let me get a good look at your face.
Sure.
Registering. Facial registration sequence complete. We are now officially friends. Nice to meet you, Phoenix.
This robot is pretty cute.
You made a friend, boss. Isn't it great? Phoenix, Athena, allow me to guide you. Right this way. Goody. Let's go, boss.
Go where? Oh, fun. Oh, that's the jacket Apollo was wearing at one point. What is this place? Is that rocket real?
Welcome, welcome. The Space Museum is open to the public every day in the year from 9 AM to 7 PM. Learn about the history of our nation's space development and the Had One project. The rocket is just a replica, but it's the same size as the real one.
The Space Museum.
Here it is on the map.
Okay, so it's on the exact opposite side of the main building from Launchpad 1. Okay. Updated.
Ask me anything, anything. I will explain.
Who did the murder, Ponko? Who did it? This is quite the place. I can't believe we get to see a rocket this close up.
This is a replica of the Hat 1 that was launched 7 years ago. It's exactly like the real Hat 1, inside and out.
So can we go inside it?
Its little brother, the Hat 2, was supposed to launch the other day.
I wonder if Ponko knows why the launch was cancelled.
Over there is an exhibit about the launch 7 years ago. Check it out. Check it out.
Spacesuits, photos, newspaper articles. I'd like to come here again on a day off. What's this a photo of?
That's the staff of the Hat 1 project.
And all of these characters will be relevant, by the way. Most of them not in this, well, a couple of them not in this case. There's Mr. Starbuck. He looks so young and different.
And that's...
What is Athena? Something wrong?
Nothing.
She recognizes one of the other two people.
I thought Mr. Starbuck looked really young too, is all.
It was 7 years ago. So the young guy standing next to Mr. Starbuck is Clay Terran, the victim. So they were mentor and protege even way back then. He's even got one of the staff jackets. He looks just like a regular staff member.
Clay was still a student then. He just followed one of Solomon's old jackets.
That makes sense. Clay would have still been in high school 7 years ago. Everyone looks so happy. This Space Museum is great. One fantastic exhibit. Oh, there's a slash in the...
This area used to be Launchpad 2. That's why the only entrance is on the third floor.
It'd be better if they just made a few ground floor entrances instead.
There was talk of it, but they had to scrap their plans because of budget cuts. Budget cuts! Budget cuts! We need more money!
Who would record that kind of information onto a guide robot?
While it was in space, the Hat 1 launched a probe called Hope. The Hope probe connected some samples from an asteroid and returned 5 days ago.
All I can think of was hope, hope and despair, Nagito Kamaeda. Anyway. It's all about hope and despair. I'm the new Optimus. That's what Director Cosmos said too. He told us to come back the day before Clay was killed.
And here it is, the Hope space probe.
Oh my god, it's on the Bear 5. I think I've seen that logo somewhere before. Let's see. Oh yeah, the capsule the victim was carrying. I think if it had the same logo. I think it can be seen in the photo attached to the autopsy report. Maybe she'll give me some more info if I show it to her.
The way the Space Center launchpad is set up is really cool. Would you like me to tell you about it? Would you?
The setup of the launchpad. The gentleman with my spiky head mind.
I want to know. I want to know. Phoenix wants to know too.
Great, now Athena's got a case of pongoitis.
Hooray! I will tell you then. The rocket is built right inside the launchpad structure. When the rocket is complete, it's moved along with the launchpad over the rails. And brought into position at the launch site. Isn't it cool? Isn't it? We used to have a big budget. That's how we could build it all.
It's very cool, a grand setup that suits an important place like the Space Center. I guess everyone's hoping for a bigger budget next year, myself included.
I'm guessing the whole thing is operated from the control room, huh? That it is, but it can also be operated from the new command center. Either way, the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be disengaged.
I guess before a big move like that can be carried out, there's all kinds of procedures.
We'd love to see the launch pad being moved. When's the next one scheduled? Searching data. All future plans have been put on hold.
Because of the bombing and the murder, I'll bet. Which is perfectly understandable.
When was the last time it was moved? Searching data. I'm sorry, that answer isn't in my answer database.
I guess Pongo can only answer certain questions. Oh, or someone removed it from her data. She wants us to present the photo.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know anything about that.
Okay, no problem. Aww,
please don't hate me.
Oh, now I have a bad for asking it. Not that one. You trying to remember where everything is?
This facility is Yuri Cosmos' greatest achievement.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the personal achievement of just the one man.
Director Cosmos told me to say it like that. It's actually a facility for space development, but don't tell anyone I said that. How could Director Cosmos teach such a pure and innocent robot to lie?
Knife. Not that one. I'm just having a look at seeing what it thinks. What have I not presented? Did I not? I didn't present my attorney's badge. Oh, there you go. Pongo, do you recognize this capsule here in the top right?
Checking. Registered. Data. I know. It's the Hope capsule. It was carried inside the Hope probe.
Contain the asteroid samples, right?
It was designed to store the samples gathered by the Hope probe. It's been stored in the safe in Launchpad 1 ever since it returned to Earth. It must not be removed. It must not be removed. Don't worry, Pongo. People in charge already know what happened.
They do?
I must ask them later.
So the capsule was being kept in Launchpad 1. Maybe Clay was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion.
The Space Center staff must have been really excited to get the capsule back. But it's a pity the incident occurred before they got a chance to check the contents.
Well, the police took it as evidence, so they'll have to wait a little longer. Head capture, okay. Well, we certainly learned a lot about the Space Museum.
Thanks, Punko. You explained everything very well. I love to explain. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
You two are like old friends. It's like hard to believe you just met recently.
It's because Punko is so friendly.
Well, what should we investigate next?
Let's go find Fulbright. And things to ask him about.
Let's see, the security footage and the fingerprint data. Is it? Let's go back to the Launchpad 1.
Bye, Punko. Come again. Come again. And don't forget to visit the gift shop.
Poor Punko. The Dickensian life we're all forced to lead. There we go. Cool, we need to move to Fulbright's location, which is the corridor. Okay. What should I do? Which path is the path of justice?
There's Detective Fulbright. He still seems to be lost, even though it's a straight corridor.
Let's hope he's still in a cooperative mood as well.
He doesn't cooperate, I'll just have to use my powers on him.
You mean that lady in distress bit? We found a bullet hole in the wall at the crime scene. You did, and our team found that too. It was Detective Arm who fired the bullet. Detective Arm? That's right, a warning shot for the defendant. Was it really such a high-threat situation she needed to do it? I'm afraid I don't know the details, but with Detective Arm gone.
But I thought there were two people who discovered the crime scene.
We already know Cosmos will testify, so tomorrow will be about what he knows. You're pretty smart, and that's exactly what we're planning to serve as the main course. I hope it goes down easy.
Detective, we'd like you to run a comparison with some prints we found at the boarding lounge.
I just happen to have some compiled print data of everyone related to the case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. This is quite a bit of data. When I said everyone, I meant it. Prosecutor Blackwell said to dig deep, so that's what I did. Sure took a while, though.
Whoa, he got Apollo's and my prints. Even got prints for all of the robots.
I guess when Blackwell said to dig deep, Fulbright didn't walk across cow deep. I guess both of these aren't definitely related to the case in some way. Sorry, just blowing my nose again. Oh my gosh.
Clay's fingerprints are here too.
Yep, flashback, 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 flashback.
I still can't believe you took off his glove to get his fingerprints.
Yeah, well, you can't blame me for thinking they're important. There's a lot of tours that require fingerprint verification in the lounge, so depending on whose prints we find, we can completely change the tides on both sides. Makes sense, after all the culprit's prints did get them past the fingerprint lock somehow. Oh, and take this picture, it might come in handy. Isn't this just a photo of the Launchpad 1 door? Yup, Prosecutor Blackwell seemed really interested in it for some reason. What's so important about this door? Because the lock's the wrong way. Sounds like this is going to be a major point of contention. The lock is the other way around.
Don't forget about the print comparison.
Right, Detective Fulbright, do you think you could run the test for us right now? You just leave it to me. In justice we trust. Here we go. It looks like it was Mr. Starbuck who opened the security door. He must have opened it when they went to board the rocket.
His heart must have been full of hopes and dreams for space adventure right then.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll present some stuff to him. The victim went to all that trouble to save the defendant. And then he was mercilessly killed. There's no justice. Justice was trampled underfoot that day. That's right, acts of justice and selflessness are not always rewarded. Pains me to say it, but I've come to realize the truth in that recently. It was like he and his personal philosophy are going through a midlife crisis. Okay, we've done this bit. When the explosions occurred, everyone was on the verge of panic. But the important thing is that no one from the general public was hurt. It was all thanks to the evacuation effort we headed up. After that, you escaped the building as well. Me escape? Nonsense. I wanted to run straight towards the blasts. The other detectives who stopped me. Gotta get you to somewhere safe, sir, they said. Maybe you should take your own evacuation order more to heart next time. Something for the lost and found? I'll be sure to take care of it. No, this is an important piece of evidence. Detective, about the security footage that was taken by the boarding lounge camera. That footage? Go ahead and ask me anything you'd like about it. Is there any way I could see a little more of the part just after this? Easy as pie. I'll be glad to show you. Here we go. Oh? Huh? The screen went blank. Apparently, the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires. There's no footage after this point. Why didn't you just say that from the beginning? Something definitely seems to be up with you, Detective. You're unusually cooperative. Well, figured if we work together, we'll get that much closer to justice, right?
But it seems like something's really been bothering you. You don't have some ulterior motive, do you?
Shoehorning in all of the foreshadowing into one case here. I don't know what you're talking about. I'd never do anything like that. Pulls out a taser and a gun. Oh no. She's Cyclops. Been a while, but there's definitely Cyclops. Did you just mouth psyched? Is there something I should be psyched about? No, Cyclops. This is from locks and the secrets on a person's heart. I can see when people are trying to hide those secrets by using the power of this Magatama. Presenting evidence can break those locks and reveal any secrets they're hiding. Okay. Mr. Wright, how much did they bilk you up for that piece of rock? Ms. Swindle, I know some lawyers I can introduce you to. I'm more than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. It isn't some kind of fraud. It works. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. But I guess seeing is believing. Allow me to show you. Yeah, I know how Magatama works.
Take that!
Alright, let's see what we've got. Why you're being cooperative. I think you're hiding something, Detective, so why don't you just tell us? What to do? Which path is the path of justice? Detective Robert is really in agony. I bet this is the issue he's so torn up over. I really understand what's been bothering you, Detective. I truly do. Something happened that goes against your principles. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine. Is that a fact? Yup, peaceful as peaceful could be. Everything whistling a happy tune as they did their job. You never saw a more relaxed guard detail for a routine rocket launch. I don't think the guard detail was as relaxed as you claim that this exists. No, because they said, look, police officers and riot police.
Take that!
It wasn't relaxed. Before the explosions, what was supposed to happen here was a rocket launch. And yet security was so tight, they even brought in the special task force. I'd hardly describe that as a relaxed guard detail. Hold on just one moment. The entire nation had their eyes on this extremely important rocket launch. That's why I was called in on a special security detail. I'm gonna just save here because it's a lot easier to... As versatile as you are, I can certainly believe that's true. But I say it's very strange that this person would be part of this detail from the outset, is it? I'm thinking it's Candace, right? Because she's a bomb. Yeah, she's a bomb person. So why would she... Honko. I think it's Candace.
Take that!
It was either going to be Candace or Yuri. Because they were both on detail at one point. More soup. Yummy. Detective Bombs specialized in bomb cases. The fact that she was here on hand means you people knew there was the possibility a bombing would occur. You got me, Mr. Right. Alright, I concede. You win. It's just as you say. A few days before the launch, they were warned about a potential bombing. The plan to launch went ahead in spite of the threat.
But why? Why were they planning to do it if somebody got hurt or killed?
I know. The decision to move forward wasn't exactly just, was it? How was the warning delivered? By phone, and I directly to Director Cosmos. But the police department instructed everybody to keep it under wraps. That's a big thing to keep quiet about. No wonder you were so upset. It's not only that, I've been distraught about Prosecutor Blackwell as well. Blackwell? Well, as his handler, I'm pretty sure I have a lot of difficulties. That's not it. It's a question of justice. I've been wondering about why he's allowed to stand in court.
The reason he's still prosecuting? I mean, yeah, he did go to jail that one time, and he probably shouldn't be prosecuting.
Exactly, that's what I've been saying. Talking to you folks about it would definitely be breaking the rules.
Never mind that. What are rules but things meant to be broken, right?
Well, to tell you the truth, having a prisoner act as a prosecutor is highly irregular. Yeah, I think we guessed that much. So why is it being allowed? I've been wondering and wondering.
So you weren't told why either?
Nope. I guess the order came from pretty high up the ladder. Yeah, I would have had to. But Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. Why is this character not brought up prior to this, by the way? That's another gripe I have with Dual Destinies. The pacing is not the greatest. The fact they're doing all of the foreshadowing in this chapter, and then nothing from before it. You have 3 cases to do anything. And you didn't. It's like, oh my god. Anyway, just give me a second, I'm just gonna roll down.
"7 years passed?
Phantom, huh? And not one of the friendly variety, I guess. The Phantom of 7 years passed. Any idea who or what he was talking about? Not a clue. But he seems to think this Phantom's behind this whole incident somehow. Wait, he's still facing maybe connected to the case? Yep, this case has way too many similarities to what happened 7 years ago. For started, the case happened right here at the very Space Center, too. In both incidents, a threat was issued by a telephone. Which is why Blackwell thinks the incident's the work of the Phantom. Well, that's not the entire reason. I mean, if you want to talk about 7 years ago. That's when Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty of murder. The messy case is what started the whole dark age of the law. So, you see how this Phantom and Prosecutor Blackwell's conviction might be related. Yeah, I can see why you think that, actually. Boom. This incident and the Phantom, not to mention Blackwell's past, it's almost inconceivable they've come to a head here.
This might sound crazy, but Prosecutor Blackwell can't possibly believe Starbuck's a phantom, right? I mean, he was acting kind of strange during the last trial and all, but...
Silence!
Flashback, 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 flashback. We're hoping to hopefully finish case 4 today. Depending on how long the trial is. Like, I'm prepared to do between 5 and 6 hours. Oh. And that's not real justice. Where did I accidentally click through? I doubt he thinks Starbuck is the Phantom, but I get the feeling he thinks the defendant has ties to it, which is why he's acting so impatient. I've always trusted in Prosecutor Blackwell's judgment until now, but this time? I'm just so overwrought about it all. He's lost his ability to think rationally. I'm afraid he might lead to a false conviction. I've never seen Fulbright so tormented. This must be why he's been so cooperative. Don't worry, that's exactly why we defense lawyers are working to prevent. I feel bad for Blackwell, but I'm gonna be rooting for your team this time. Don't tell him that, honestly. You have to promise me you won't. I don't want to print. Shut up. Detective Fulbright, I guess I was wrong about you. I swear to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart. How goes the boring investigation? I think we're nearing the end, hopefully. You're the only ones who can stop him in court. I'm assuming this is the end of this investigation, and I think it is the only investigation from what I remember in this case. Apart from the fact that, 4 and 5 are connected. Leave the courtroom to us. It's not like we want a guilty verdict either. I was hoping you'd say that. I'm really grateful to the pair of you. To show my thanks, I'll give you another bit of information. It's about the eyewitness. I saw her hanging around the Space Center entrance a little while ago.
Really? Let's go find her.
Oh, I thought this would be it, but no. I'm gonna work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence. In justice we trust on 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, later. See you, bye.
Here he goes.
Were we supposed to say in justice we trust back there too?
Let's go see that witness now.
The Space Center entrance it is. Hopefully we're gonna finish the entirety of case 4. I'd probably say like 30 minutes, more minutes. Oh, fun. The witness must be around here somewhere. Oh no.
Hello, hello.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me the witness is a robot.
Hi.
Come over here.
Hello. Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you... I am Konkai. Shall I guide you? Guide you? I don't know why, but this robot's kind of freaking me out.
You're not... Oh, this is... she's British. I know this because her brother's British.
You're not supposed to be wandering around.
Yes, that's very much her voice.
Again. I've had it with you, you hunk of junk. Nah. I'm outside. Am I wandering? When did that happen? Okay. Welcome back, hunk of junk.
You don't know how close you came. If you didn't snap out of it, I was going to put you on the curb on trash day. Nothing works better than a 42.5 degree karate chop. That's pretty specific. Excuse me, but are you the one who witnessed the murder? Oh, and I'm Phoenix, right, the lead. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Big shot lawyers, I'm Aura Blackwell. I'm a researcher developing robots here at the Cosmos Space Center.
Blackwell, could she be...
And this good-for-nothing robot is named Hunk of Junk. My name isn't Hunk of Junk. My name is Konkai. That's me, Miss Aura.
Quit complaining. Your model number is Ponko 2.
But Miss Aura, everyone calls me Konkai.
Quit your squawking already.
What are you doing? No! Don't!
There. I bet you won't be talking back now.
I will obey completely.
Yikes, I better watch what wires I cross with this one. Your last name is Blackwell. Do you have a relative in the legal profession?
You are correct. Simon Blackwell, he used to be a prosecutor.
Shut up. Only speak when I order you to speak. Simon is my little brother. You know him? $37. He's looking good for 37. Yeah, we met him in court a few times. Right, Athena? What a dull creature. Has her switch been turned off? Athena being shy? This is new. Oh yes, I heard he was prosecuting again despite being a prisoner. Why doesn't he just stick to solving disputes among inmates in prison? What do you think, hunk of junk? Ah, that hurts. I'm asking you a question, why don't you answer me?
Alright, you tell me to only speak when you order me to speak.
I told you to never talk back to me, you're worth more scrap. Yay, you got the first thing in. Robot abuse, hawk attacks, black hole family life must sure be interesting. Well, do you have any other questions? Wait, of course you do, you're a lawyer. It's not like I'm on Simon's side or anything, I just want to get this over with. You're the person who witnessed the incident. That's right, I was on the 4th floor of the main building, in the robotics lab. The explosion disabled the elevator, so I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. Oh, it's such a pain, why couldn't they have used the ladders in the other rooms? Must have been a very troubling experience. Probably best to just humour here. Foreshadowing line here. Then as I passed by my 3rd floor boarding lounge 1 window on my way down, I saw the crime as it happened. And that's about it. So you saw the crime as it happened, and that's about it. Okay, I'm on the correct one. You lowered your what? Like the who told you to? Exactly. Teams, stop randomly opening. I love Microsoft Teams that randomly keeps appearing. I don't care. Every time I restart my PC, it's like, hi, you want to join a Teams meeting? Fuck off. Anyway, so you saw the crimes that happened. Wait, what? You saw it? This is no time to just nod and repeat. You saw into the 3rd floor lounge. The very scene of the crime. That's right, there's a small window on the right-hand side of the room. I looked through that from the outside. There's an image that will not appear. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that will definitely not appear like a million times. The room was pitch black, but I saw a shady figure holding their lighter in their left hand, and a knife in their right. That must have been the culprit. Do you see who it was? Of course not. The power was out on that floor then, and there was only that little tiny window. But you did witness the moment of the murder. I did. I saw the figure with the lighter raise their knife, and... well, it happened at precisely 10. Did you witness anything else? Did the killer have any distinguishing features? I already told you it was pitch black in there. Although, I did notice the lighter the person had in their left hand had a pretty ornament on it. It looked like a planet. It was blue, like a little Earth emblem. They had good taste in knickknacks, anyway. An Earth emblem. I'd better remember that. Okay. Thanks for your statement. We'll definitely prove Mr. Starbuck's innocence with it. Yeah, right. I won't hold my breath. Pardon me? Did I hurt your feelings? Sorry. I just detest lawyers. That's all. What don't you like about lawyers? It's just an instinctive dislike. But don't feel bad. I hate prosecutors even more. That didn't make me feel better, actually. Hey, Casita! How you doing? We're playing Chapter 4 of Dual Destinies today. And we're on the last bit of the investigation. Why do you hate lawyers so much? A little thing from my past, which won't get explored until Case 5, because of course it's not, just like anything else. This is my favourite Ace Attorney game of the second trilogy? Heck yes! I certainly don't agree. No, that wasn't my thing. I mean, people are imperfect. They lie, they are influenced by silly emotions. You can't expect such imperfect creatures to uphold a reasonable system of law. I like robots much better, even sad sacks like this one. Hey, you look alive there! I most certainly disagree respectfully, yeah. Out of the trilogy, I like Apollo Justice the most, I think. Though I do like some of the cases in this one. Cry louder. Yeah, I think out of my 3, I think the 4th game is my favorite, but I do like this one.
Here I go! I am the ultimate robot with amazing processing speed. I can operate a vacuum in the machine with high pressure. We want to do the world amount of time revolves and right, that's enough out of you. You're getting a little too carried away.
I said respectfully.
Huh? What was I doing?
This one is highly hated, yeah.
I like robots much better. At least you can make them any way you want them.
I dislike how hand-holdy it is, but I do like the characters and the... I love the characters and many of the cases, especially, I like 3 and 5 a lot. And 6, although 6 is very long. We already played 6, so...
I like robots much better. At least you can make them any way you want them. Unlike humans with their petty emotions and constant worries. I'm also here. How can you say such things? Emotions, worrying about the things we care about? That's what makes us human. Well, the girl finally talks and she starts with a speech.
That's what makes us human. You mean getting angry and snorting like that? She has a little mole on her neck.
Rational thought. That's what separates humans from animals. Unfortunately, your reasoning capabilities are more akin to that of a clever little monkey. But that's nothing to be ashamed of. It must be nice to have such a simple mind.
Can I punch her? Get a hold of yourself, Athena.
Humans certainly are absurd. I said you were clever, didn't I, you poor thing?
Tell me, with people like you in charge,
how can I possibly trust the legal system,
So she distrusts not only lawyers and prosecutors, but the whole legal system? What in the world happened to this woman to make her so bitter?
Even if somebody important to me was killed, I would never wish to see that killer brought to trial.
Oh, okay.
Because I'd much rather kill them myself.
Oh! Okay, girl.
You can't be serious. The thing you're wearing around your neck. Oh, this.
Around Athena's neck? Does she mean widget?
Oh, I get it. Well, well, Her Royal Highness has returned at last to her castle.
Her royal what? Is she talking about Athena?
By the way, I heard the rumours. Our director's going to be the star witness in court tomorrow, right?
Cosmos? Yeah, that's right.
You poor things, you'd better be careful. That old man is a big liar and a huge braggart.
What? No!
He might seem like a bigwig, but the centre's all kinds of problems. He has lots of skeletons in that closet of his. But it's your problem, so why should I care?
What, that's it? No friendly tips? No good luck?
Just splendid, great. I'll leave you to your woes. Come on, hunk of junk.
It's sad she doesn't believe in our legal system anymore. She must have had a very bad experience to make her feel that way. You alright, Athena? You seem very down.
I can't believe you said all those things.
She's really upset. She's been trying to not let it show all this time? I guess it's not all that surprising. You hear about fabricated evidence and false indictments on the news all the time.
You mean that whole Dark Age of the Law stuff? I'm sick of hearing about it.
Well, all we can do is believe in what we're doing.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's time we went back to see Mr. Starbuck. Good idea. We should tell him about the bullet in Miss Blackwell's statement.
Alright then, next up, the detention centre. Oh, not there. My lawyers are here. It must be bad news. Not necessarily. We found a new witness. A researcher saw the moment of the murder through the lounge window during her escape. So they're gonna let me go? Unfortunately, it was dark and she couldn't identify the person. I feel like I'm closing tabs, yet I still have too many tabs open. Yes. I have to have so little tabs open constantly because my PC just hates me. I think it might just be OBS running. I should never have updated OBS because now it's crashing even more and it's me going, cool, thanks. It's like yesterday it couldn't even connect to Twitch and I was like, yikes, okay. I should have known my stars never align.
But we got a lead too. The murderer had a lighter with an Earth emblem on it.
A lighter with an Earth emblem? Fire emblem? An Earth emblem, a water emblem, an air emblem, a fire emblem to 3 houses. Is that why you didn't stream yesterday? Yeah. Firstly, yes, and 2, my voice was still awful up until the point of Wednesday. OBS decided to go kill itself and decided to go, can't connect to Twitch. What do you mean you can't connect to Twitch? I've been connecting to Twitch for a year now. What do you mean, OBS? It is my least favourite part of streaming, OBS is. I'm putting my jacket back on. There we go.
Did you remember something?
I was hoping to do a double Ace Attorney stream, and then I didn't, and I wish I had. Just a little bit, though. Anything at all would be a help, so please tell us what you remember. I thought I was unconscious the whole time. Now I remember I woke up for a few brief moments.
That's huge. Do you remember seeing anything?
A lighter. I saw the flame of a lighter floating in the darkness. Good. What else did you see? What was nearby? It was the boarding lounge, so it must have been after Clay carried me there. The light from the flame, I saw a dark shadow. That must have been the killer. It's the grey guy from Danganronpa. The third party we've been looking for. It's always the grey guy. Thank you, Mr. Starbuck. You've been more help than you know.
If we can prove there was this third person at the scene, and they're the real killer, then you'll be cleared of all suspicion.
The key will be whether or not we can identify this third person in court. At least there's something to go on now, and it's a big plus. I should probably tidy up the evidence before some mistakes we put order. Okay, what if I... yeah.
Now that we have a glimmer of hope, I'm suddenly starving. Why don't we go back to the office and treat ourselves to a big celebration in advance?
If someone is highly empathetic, you can sure be surprisingly unsympathetic. Yeah, what's with this game and getting rid of so much evidence?
You found your strategy for tomorrow's trial, huh? Good for you, Dad.
Well, it's one step forward anyway. Hope it'll give us a fighting chance in court. As long as we can find out who this third person is.
Now let's get something to eat. I'm starving. My vote's for Aldoon's noodles. Oh, Apollo!
Why are you back? What are you doing here? I didn't think the clinic was ready to release you yet. Hi, Truzy. At least the writers remember you exist. Exactly. My wounds are fine, and I'm done lying around.
Apollo, you're supposed to be in bed. Leave the case to us. We'll take it.
Thanks, but that's not an option. Not for me. Apollo. You shouldn't underestimate your injuries, Apollo, and I don't want you overdoing it. I'm not in pain anymore. Besides, they just gave me an IV at the clinic. An IV isn't a cure-all, mummy man. Just tell me how this case is going. Have you guys made any progress? This is where he quits, unless it happened already. Okay. I mean, he did show that he quit during case 1, so I don't know whether it happens now, or whether it's, I don't know.
A suspicious figure is spotted at the scene. They must be the real killer.
A suspicious figure, huh? Right. I thought you'd be happier than that. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy. And I fully intend to see Clay's murderer apprehended. Absolutely nothing will get in the way of that.
Clay was your best friend, right, Apollo?
That's right. Best friends since junior high. He quits in case 1, then in case 4 with actual context, which is honestly still very little. Yeah. It feels like if there's 2 gripes I have with this game. One is the pacing, and 2 is the hand holding. It feels like they're not mentioning things when they should be. I love the jazzy rendition of the Office theme from the first game. Or is it the third game? I don't remember.
Sounds like me and Junie. What was Clay like?
Why are we talking about Clay now? He was full of compassion and energy. And he had a really loud voice. Also, I noticed a slash in the jacket that one of them was wearing, so I'm assuming that's not going to come up until case 5. This theme is the one that plays usually. I think this one is a jazzy version of the usual theme. It's what I like in the new Pokemon game as well. I've been watching a couple of people play that one since I can't get it at the moment because it's always bloody sold out everywhere. And all 3 of the places that I usually go to get games in the UK have shut down. So I need to figure out how the hell to get stuff.
If the 2 of you did voice trainings, I bet you make it.
This is meant to be Apollo's chill theme. This is named Apollo Justice I'm Fine. Okay, so no wonder it appears in the office a lot.
You know, I bet you're right.
It's why I like an XY as well. They do jazzy versions of all the XY themes. It's like only yesterday, Clay was a guy who lived for his dreams. We used to talk about it a lot. He was going to be an astronaut and me a lawyer. We talked well into the night, and even then we never grew tired. About that jacket. The other one is, if you can believe it, Trucy's theme for the game. I mean, yeah, those 2. Oh, it's Clay's. I knew it. It's a special jacket that was only issued to members of the Hat Project. He was finally able to get one of his own once he was selected for the Hat 2 mission. He always looks so proud wearing it. And that's why I'm not wearing it properly. They demolished her theme for this game. Why? But just when his dream was finally coming true, I can't believe it. It's not fair. Oh. Apollo, I hope you don't try and carry the burden all alone. I guess we were both unlucky. My own debut was a disaster. You became a VTuber? Oh my god. I guess you're right on some level. That trial a year and a half ago wasn't exactly the smoothest of starts. That was a rough time for me, but Clay refused to let me quit. You're fine, he'd say. Don't give up. He was right during the streaming exams too. I couldn't have become a fully fledged lawyer without him. That "you're fine" of his is why I'm still standing here today. This trilogy is mostly just how much backstory can we come up with for Apollo. Because in Spirit of Justice, they give him more. See, Apollo, I'd love to feel bad, but I can't see this as more of a moody teenage crash out. I don't blame you. I blame the lack of a Clay Terran appearance. Yeah, it feels like he should have appeared in, like, one of cases 2 or 3 for, like, a cameo or something. Because if they're talking about his school days, it's like, oh, I came to watch you, and it's like, oh, that's nice. You're fine, huh? You're fine and I'm fine were your catchphrases, right? Something like that. Sure brings back memories. When we were in junior high, Clay's mom passed away in an accident. He wouldn't show his sadness to anyone. One night I found him crying alone in the school courtyard. Yeah, this is a problem because we've never encountered this character before. I don't have a voice for your character. I don't have a mother either. She went off to Borginia and got amnesia. Oh my god, even bigger forehead Apollo. Everybody else is a mum. Why am I the only one? Wait, what? Look at the big heads! And then you know what? I start to feel like a woman. Go to the history and where he said the "I'm fine." You're fine and I'm fine were like your catchphrases. Something like that. It sure brings back memories. Clay's mom passed away, but he wouldn't show his sadness to anyone. Scroll up a little bit more. Is it the "damn it, it's not fair" bit? And they went, "You're fine." He was right during his screening exams too. I would have become a fully fledged lawyer. That you're fine is why I'm still standing here today. I hate the fact that we never got a cameo at any point from Clay. Yeah, that you're fine of his is why I'm still here today, buddy. You're literally the one who gave it to him. Oh. Clay Terran is fine. It's like, the pacing here. This is a flashback. I'm not voicing this segment. You laugh first. Haha, I'm fine. You're fine. We're both fine. You don't have a voice because you died, so. It's like Candice doesn't have a voice either. These look like middle school years, not junior high. Yeah, he looks way too young at this point. When you say it out loud, it really starts to feel real. And as long as you don't give up, you can keep on fighting. That's what we believed. As long as you don't give up, huh? Wasn't there somebody else who said something similar? Flashback, flashback, flashback. Why is this section of the investigation so much longer than every bit else? It's like, why? Wonder if I can be a good role model for my staff like Mr. Starbuck. Are you even reading at this point? No. No. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. Oh, this is the point where he quits. Okay.
What? What do you mean by a leave?
You're really serious? Can you at least give me a reason why? When I put Clay's jacket on, I swore to him that I would catch his killer myself. And that's why I bought a giant gun so I could kill them myself.
But that's our goal too.
I agree with Athena. We should work together to find the truth. The truth, huh? It's a noble cause. But what if the truth you seek and the truth I seek turn out to be different? You've beaten this game before? Yeah. It was years ago on the 3DS. So it would have been about 2016? 2016, 2017-ish. So just under 10 years ago, I played this game. God, that's terrifying to think about, you know? I wonder if mine could be a role model to my staff. Phoenix, it's been over a year. What the fuck? I'm not sure I follow. I had a startling realization. What? Me randomly quoting case number 5 in the middle of case 4? Is that what it was? In justice we trust. Yes. We trust justice. Exactly. I'm going to catch the person responsible for taking my friend's life in my own way. Take good care of Mr. Starbuck for me. Give him a coffee for me. I must be going. Goodbye. Injustice. Injustice. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Did he just say goodbye? I sensed a lot of seething anger and hatred coming from him. And also, suspicion. He's not walking out on us. I'm gonna talk some sense into him.
Hold on, Athena. Apollo can believe what he wants, but I believe he's wrong. Even if we take different paths, the truth we arrive at should be the same. I think the quicker we solve this case, the better it'll be for Apollo. Give me a second. He's wrong and you're letting him go? Exactly. There we go. Cool.
I think you're right, boss.
Alright, that's enough for one day. Make sure you're ready for tomorrow's trial, okay? Right, there we go. We finally get into the trial segment. If he were here right now, Apollo would say, I'm fine. Yeah. Everything is fine. I just hope things really do turn out fine tomorrow. To be continued. Yay, we're getting to the, thingy. Let's do this. This might be a 5 to 6 hour stream, but you should finish today. Yeah, I will be finishing it today. And probably will be doing the intro to case 5. And then it means finally, in November, we'll get to Spirit of Justice and we'll be able to finally finish this game this year. Oh, that's gonna be so fun. Oh, the judge isn't here.
I suppose we should reconvene the trial of Solomon Starbuck.
You can get to a certain case.
Objection!
Yeah. All of Game 6. Your Honor, could you please come out from under your bench? There are no more bombs, I promise.
My apologies. I'm still a little jumpy when it comes to trials involving bombs. First the courtroom exploded, and then Mr. Tonade self-destructed.
I guess that's one way of describing what happened to Tonate.
Anyway, it seems Mr. Justice was wounded by Tonade's actions.
I just hate the prosecutor. Yeah, it feels like they were going to give him more stuff, and then they didn't. And I went, what do you mean you're not going to give him anything?
You, Mr. Wright, will be taking up the defense. Do you have an understanding of what has happened in the trial?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense is ready.
Very well. Is the prosecution also ready?
No.
I take it you'd like me to give the opening statement this time?
Looks like the judge has become a pretty good mind reader.
Well, he's certainly seen more than his fair share of colourful prosecutors in this world. You could say he's something of a veteran of sorts.
Let's see. In the previous part of this trial, we learned the victim, Clay Terran, escaped from Launchpad 1 carrying the defendant, Solomon Starbuck. There were explosions on the second floor of the Space Center and on the rocket itself. The two astronauts used the Launchpad 1 to reach the boarding lounge.
And?
How could the victim climb down the ladder if it was carrying the defendant? That was the mystery that needed to be solved. But justice proved the victim was killed in the boarding lounge. Blackwell, were you able to discover any new facts?
Upon further investigation, we discovered an oxygen tank fragment in the lounge. It would appear the justice's argument was correct.
So it means the testimony says the first two people in the scene are suspect.
Flashback, 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 flashback. Yeah, the judge wasn't this big of a yeah, in the actual bomb trial. I like Spirit of Justice, I just hate the prosecutor. Yeah, it feels like they could have done so much more with him. Also, I saw the alternate designs of him and Rafa, and I went, what do you mean we could have got an actual character design?
You think one of them might be giving a false statement?
Yeah. Okay. Just after he was about to cross-examine Detective Arm, the courtroom bombing incident occurred, and the trial was put on hold.
That accursed fellow, he killed my witness. He killed Detective Arm.
You definitely put the kibosh on anyone asking her about what she saw.
Exactly. In other words, the question of who killed the victim in the boarding lounge has once again become the main focus of the trial.
It's obviously Blackwell still thinks it was Starbuck. Fulbright said that Blackwell has a thing against the astronaut. Nevertheless, the defense argues there was a third person in the lounge, and that's who killed him.
Objection!
Rafa grew on me, but I admit I hated her too. Yeah, it feels like it's annoying how literally every side character, besides Trucy, is a bit annoying in that.
To make such reckless claims in a courtroom takes a bold man, or a stupid one. There was no third person in the boarding lounge. Or have you gone dotty already?
Yeah, very British, man. Old man.
Objection!
We'll see who's the doughnard after I trounce you with my years of experience, little boy. I mean, Arby's cute, yeah. In any case, Mr. Starbuck claims he saw someone leaving the lounge. Furthermore, a Space Center employee also saw a suspicious figure at the scene.
I saw a third person.
I see my sister has been running her mouth.
That's right, I almost forgot Aura's prosecutor's Blackwell's sister.
She didn't see this mystery person's face clearly. Therefore, there's no evidence to indicate this person was not the defendant.
I guess the possibility the figure was Mr. Starbuck is still there.
In brief, we need to determine if a third person was there or not. In the end, we should hear the testimony of one of the first people on the scene.
Director Cosmos, huh? We'll see who's the doughnard after I trounce you with years of experience. it was so out of character. I had to triple check whether you said that right. Yeah, that's a completely regular line, and I was like, okay. This one, like the one I'm literally pointing to right now. Like what is that line here? It feels like they're not sure how to characterize him after the last game. Very well, bring the victims to the stand. I was about to say bring the victim to the stand. That's not right. I am very man. I believe I've seen you before. Of course you have, for I am Yuri Cosmos, director of the Cosmos Space Center, which is of course named after me, Yuri Cosmos. Yeah, since when was Phoenix that over arrogant? Don't you have anything you wish to ask me?
He looks like he's geared up to do some bragging.
7 years ago, I successfully launched the Head 1 and...
Everybody already knows how brilliant you are. Even I'm trying to hold back my tears at seeing such a great man standing before me.
What is this man I see before me? Anyway.
So could you please proceed directly to your important testimony?
I see this fine young lad has a proper appreciation of greatness. Allow me to begin with my epochal testimony that will be recorded in the annals of history.
That speech of black holes just now sounded more to me like he was poking fun at Cosmos.
What do you think for the best is said right over his head? Now, Director Cosmos, the condensed version of your illustrious testimony, please. Give me a second, boom. Detective Arm and I rushed towards the boarding lounge together. We went through the control room and peeked in there to see what was going on inside. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge and Terran on the floor. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck. Okay. I see in your testimony, you claim you arrived on the scene after the two had escaped from the launch pad, and just after the victim had been killed. The horror, the humanity, but what I said is what I saw, and what I saw is what I said. Courageous actions taken in the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? To save my men, I went personally into the epicenter of danger, risking my own life for theirs.
What do you know? Sounds like the director really cares about his men.
Although it sounds more like he was scared and just had a peek from far away. Wait a second. There we go. Is the defense ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. Director Cosmos' testimony is pretty vague. I'm gonna have to press him and draw out more information before I do anything else. So I have to press something, I'm assuming. It could be a press every statement, it could be a just press Ron. But yeah. Arm and I rushed towards the boarding lounge together. We know that because we already said this. We went via the control room and peeked in from there to see what was going on inside.
Hold it!
Let's see. According to this diagram, you didn't have to go through the control room to get to boarding lounge 1. You could have gone there from the southern corridor as well. But in her haste, Detective Arm rushed ahead of me towards the control room. All I could do was merely follow behind. I see. We peeked into the boarding lounge from the control room door and, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge and Terran on the floor.
Hold it!
So you can see who that figure was clearly, or what they were doing. It's the grey man from Danganronpa. Sadly, the only thing I could tell was it was a person standing motionless. The defendant, no doubt, staring aghast at his stage. What other explanation is there? So close, but without evidence I can't prove that person's a third party. I don't relish in this, and I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck.
Hold it!
So would have got it if I had to press number 1 and I pressed all the other statements. Or Blackwell also saw a suspicious figure in the lounge, but she gave the statement it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. Did you see this figure's face clearly? Yeah, it's not clearly. The lighter they were holding illuminated the area around the feet at the time. But other than that, I could see little else. That's why I could see Terran, but not see the other person. So for all you know, it might not have been Starbuck. I would like to believe that Starbuck isn't the type of man who's capable of...
Objection!
When the witness entered the boarding lounge, there was no third person. Isn't that correct? Great Space Center Director.
Jesus Christ, mate. Wow. Sorry if I'm stopping occasionally. I'm trying to just, like, take drinks and quickly eat my lunch before it goes cold. Okay. Yeah. That's right. Only Starbuck and Terran were there by the time. After we peeked in, the lounge suddenly went dark and the visuals vanished. You mean they disappeared? That's all.
Objection!
The reason the figure appeared to vanish is because it was the defendant. When the witness wasn't looking, he fell to the floor and feigned unconscious.
Hold it!
Hold on, Director Cosmos, did you ever take your eyes off of the scene? For a brief instant, about as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by. If you took your eyes off of the scene, then this third person could have escaped during that time. What escape route could this person have used? The trash chute. The direction opposite the control room, the southern door to the elevator.
Or they could have used the trash chute inside the, They could have used the trash chute inside the boarding lounge. There's no security lock on that door, so it could have been possible to escape.
Objection!
All things are possible, right?
Okay, I'm just having a look at the court record. Do we have the trash chute as part of it? No, we don't have the trash chute in evidence. Okay.
The real question is, do you have any proof?
Well.
If we're just talking possibilities, we could each profess whatever we'd like. An inmate who used to be a university professor and lunar researcher used to say, there is a kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon.
As long as they don't punish us in the name of said moon for what we've done to it.
I say, where's your proof in this quaint kingdom exists?
He's calling your theory a work of fiction.
And he's right. I don't have any proof yet. Still. The southern door was a possible escape route. I'd better make a mental note. Director Cosmos, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why did you look away from the boarding lounge?
There's actually another tale of bravery behind the answer. It was an arms for the figure and raised her gun, being a great humanitarian and protector of mankind. I tried to stop her.
What? You're saying Detective Arm raised her gun as soon as she saw the figure?
I imagine her instincts as a detective told her they were the killer.
I don't know about that. And were you able to prevent Detective Arm from firing her gun?
I'm afraid I was too late. I was unable to stop her. She identified herself clearly, and then she fired 2 warning shots. 2!
Oh, someone got shot! Did she accidentally shoot Clay with a warning shot? I don't know whether that's right. But someone's been shot, okay. Because we remember they only fired 1 warning shot, not 2.
This information sounds critically important. Please add it to the testimony.
This one. Single bullet hole was found. Are you sure you were really paying attention to what Arm was doing?
Without my words, that will somehow be written down in history books.
Somehow I don't think that those exact words will ever be written down in any history book.
Right, could you please explain yourself? We can all understand.
You say Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots, and yet only 1 bullet hole was found at the scene.
What?
Only 1 bullet hole means the gun was only fired once, unless she was such a good shot that it passed through twice. And yet Cosmos is saying Detective Arm fired 2 shots. No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction in
Objection!
a book.
Unfortunately for you, the witness's words are true. We confirm 2 shots were fired from Arm's gun.
Objection!
I see the bullet then. There's only 1 bullet hole at the scene. Where did the other bullet hole vanish?
You should know the answer to that already.
I should.
During the previous trial, a certain oxygen tank was presented as evidence. We've already discussed it was ruptured in the lounge, have we not? It appears the thing that ruptured it was a bullet that was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a 38 caliber gun, the same caliber as the detective.
Oh, the other bullet we found was not the same one.
What?
But we've got a different caliber bullet.
The rifling marks also match up. There's no question the bullet was fired from Detective Arm's gun.
You have to be careful.
Rifling marks are a gun's fingerprints on a bullet.
I'm glad that, like, when we explained this, what rifling marks were in either the 3rd or 4th game, the judge did remember that, so we don't have to explain it again.
Examining the rifling marks can tell the gun it was fired from. One of the bullets the detective fired found its way into the holographic image display. The other came to a stop near the victim's oxygen tank.
There's a 3rd bullet, though.
The evidence confirms the director fired 2 shots.
My beautiful contradiction. Gone. No, it's not.
The bullet hole was from a 38 caliber. They better update the record.
Okay, so I'm glad that they put in 2 different sizes of bullets so you could tell.
Now we know the fate of both the shots Arm fired. Does that clear up all your questions?
No. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots. One hit the holographic display and the other hit the oxygen tank. Does that really clear up everything? You back from the gym? Welcome back, Maxon. No, it doesn't, because the fact there was a 10 caliber round as well, not a 38. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots from a 38 caliber gun. What have you missed? Nothing much. We've only just started the trial now, and we're trying to just determine that the detective fired 2 shots, but the bullet we have doesn't match her caliber of gun. Unfortunately, I'm British, so I'm not really a gun expert. And hopefully, after decades of leg day, I finally decided to do a chest and bicep. Hell yeah. Yes. Also, I apologize. Yeah, the OBS crashed as well while we were doing the last section of investigation, so we had to restart stream. We'll keep going for another, like, 2 hours, most likely. But that doesn't explain the existence of a certain piece of evidence found at the scene. A piece that points to the existence of a 3rd person.
Oh? Very well, but it won't do to keep us waiting, Mr. Wright. What piece of evidence suggests the possibility of a 3rd person at the scene?
The bullet, because it's a 10 caliber.
Take that!
What is this metal pellet?
Just a little something of great importance we found at the crime scene, Your Honor.
You found it where?
In a floor gutter at the crime scene. It looks like the police and prosecution missed it. Furthermore, this is a 10 caliber bullet, making it much smaller than one of Detective Arm's 38.
That means...
Exactly. One more person must have been there in the lounge. A 3rd person had a gun that could fire 10 caliber bullets. Ooh. If that's true, it explains why Detective Arm fired warning shots. The 3rd person fired at Detective Arm and Cosmos with their gun. In return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Cosmos?
It looks like you've deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Why didn't you not say that then? The mystery person fired upon me. What's this now? You've never breathed a word of any of this to me. Well, great man have a secret or two, you know. Foolish old geezer. Detective Cosmos really has been hiding the presence of a third person all along. Director Cosmos, I want you to testify to the court about what you really saw. You may be a very great man, but in my courtroom you're just another witness. You won't receive special treatment here. Now please give accurate testimony. Detective Adam and I rushed to the control room. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and Terran on the floor. We were still in the control room to the east when the figure fired at us. Can you even see it? Given there were no third person in the lounge when the witness entered it, where is the grate? Does this mean the person who fired the gun had to have been the defendant?
Not necessarily.
It's still possible that it was someone else. Most likely, as soon as Detective Arm and Cosmos discovered this person, they escaped through the southern door, the one that didn't have a security lock.
Objection!
Double-edged swords are a tricky lot. Let's handle one, and it's you who is cut down. Huh? Your reasoning could apply if Space Boy were the killer as well. Think about it, after being discovered, he could have fired the 10 caliber gun. Arm would have been responded by firing 2 warning shots. I recognise that sound effect, that's on my piano. My keyboard. My little Yamaha keyboard, it has that sound effect. All he had to do was feign unconsciousness in the event of a possibility of
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck didn't have a gun in his possession when he was found, nor has a gun been found at the crime scene. Its absence can only be explained if there was a third party who took it with them. I know where the gun is, and it's weird to remember this plot point of where the gun is, because this bit hasn't been explained, and where the gun is hasn't been shown at all yet. There we go. Boom. Okay.
Objection!
Recall the existence of a trash chute in the boarding lounge. Well, they could have escaped using that. They could have simply thrown the gun down the chute. They could have also jumped down there themselves.
Objection!
You can't deny the possibility of a third person.
Objection!
It's up to you to prove that possibility. At what point what do we consider Dual Destinies to be an insult on average human intelligence? Yes. I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence. Oh my god. Yay, I got rid of the spot on my nose. No. I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence. What evidence? Why, the detonator switch was found in Starbuck's pocket, naturally. I'm sorry, what? What do you mean it was found in Starbuck's pocket? The most compelling evidence tells us that he is the culprit. What? I'm sorry. I did forget all about that, because that was case 1. Your boldness, how deliciously obvious that they lack the evidence to rival mine.
He sliced your third-person theory to ribbons and served it just like that.
I have a question of my own, actually. The bullet the mysterious figure shot, what did it hit? It hit me. So does that mean you're a ghost? It was found? What was found? The second bullet, I'm assuming? I was wondering when you would realise at your boldness. Director Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. He can even pass through walls. Fuck off. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? To end up in a grate through hitting him.
Was the remote found or was it shown yesterday? No. They said it was gone. They said the remote had been, like, removed from evidence by someone, and Blackwell just has it? Because we thought Ted had took it in literally this first Dual Destinies episode that we did. We had a whole rant about him probably taking it.
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, shame on you for teasing the nice old gentleman.
Your boldness, it was all in jest. Please show yourself again. You sure? In that case, how do you manage to survive being shot, Cosmos? I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle. Befitting a great history-making figure like myself. The bullet could hit my glorious Medal of Honor, whereby it ricocheted, thus saving my life. Oh, okay. What? I quit trying to make a sense of a game that barely tries to do the show itself. Yeah, it doesn't even tell you these things, and it's me going, okay. That's unbelievable.
I have to check this out. Wow, look at that. There's one extra Gaiac star.
The odds are literally astronomical. I guess it really was a miracle.
It's beginning to feel like the Cosmos really are watching out for Cosmos.
Why'd you conceal this information? A great man such as myself has to hide things on occasion, no matter how much it hurts. It is the plight of the truly great. It may be hard for this generation to understand.
I don't know, but it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding?
Well, let's just cross-examine him and see what we can find out. Now, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Oh, Lord. Rush to the control room together. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing.
So Director Cosmos was in the control room to the east. While he was there, he was shot at with someone with a 10 caliber. The bullet hit his metal, so he was able to escape his life.
But it wasn't found in the control room. It wasn't found in the control room. Okay, I'm going to see whether if I can present something on this one, because it feels like it should be this one. Okay. The south wall of the boarding lounge. South wall. Oh, we need this. The south wall is the bottom wall. The south wall is the bottom wall, so no, of course it wouldn't be found.
Objection!
Unless he moved it. I believe you're telling this great court a glorious lie. A great man like me tell a lie. Have you ever heard of such a thing in all of history? My accusation is based on the positions of the people who are in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective Arm were near the control room door, and the mystery figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. As you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, and the bullet would have travelled in this direction. We found the 10 caliber bullet here. The trajectory and where each bullet was actually found contradicts each other. Cosmos, where were you really when you were being shot at? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the human merry-go-round.
Objection!
Don't tell me you've forgotten already. Didn't the witness himself just tell you? The bullet hit his medal. Of this, there is no mistake.
Objection!
Yeah, but it wouldn't ricochet in that direction. The bullet should have been found near the east side of the room. You trying to say you can explain the inconsistency? I can't believe the killer was the orca. Oh my god, welcome. Hey Bean, how you doing? I can't believe, guys, a location witness. I can't believe the killer was the orca, guys. Yeah, exactly. The orca just arrived in the space center. Shot the victim.
and then shot 2 other people and also bombed the courtroom. But also there was a secret 3rd orca. Of course. I didn't think... What?
Great Director Cosmos. Is there something you would like me to expound upon? You were in fact not in the control room to the east, were you? You were looking into the lounge from the door to the south. Is that not right?
I've not been able to keep up with this game at all. I've been really bad. It's fine. A lot of the things that were explained have only been in this case. They're trying to foreshadow so many things for case 5, but only in this case. Between you and me, I low-key like the Date Everything streams. Yeah, those will be back on Wednesday. That's gonna be back on Wednesday. Don't worry. And soon, I need to upload 2 more VODs to the VOD channel. Because I've yet to finish their thumbnails. Oops. I need to continue those. Or we do that on like a Sunday instead, because some of my Wednesdays have become randomly bleh. Date Everything is weirdly cozy in a way compared to this game, yeah. And then once we finish Date Everything, I've got ideas to play stuff like Ghost Trick and Chance of Sonar, which are 2 more games that I want to play, as well as potentially Shoot and Order. That's on my lineup. Or we could, instead of playing Date Everything once we finished it, we could start playing the new Pokemon game. That's the temptation to start doing. Ghost Trick, yeah, Ghost Trick's on my lineup for when we finish Ace Attorney, alongside the Professor Layton series next year. So we're not going to start Professor Layton until maybe January, February of next year. Although, we could do the crossover between it. I've almost convinced one of my friends to play it too. Hell yeah. Bird's nest? Why does everyone pick on my hair?
Director Cosmos and the detective witnessed the scene in the southern door. The killer fired from them there, and that's why the bullet was found in the south.
That makes some sense. It still wouldn't work how ricochet... That's still not how ricocheting works. That's not how physics works. Or in my case, yeah. Oh my gosh. And then when the other Attorney game goes on sale, I will be going on that one.
How about it, Director, if you don't tell me the truth this time?
Yikes! Don't know where that accent came from.
These handcuffs will become but rust upon my sword. I relish the chance to cut down a great man.
Writing a story about a detective who can talk to the victim's spirit, so I suggested using Ghost Trick. Yes! I need to play that because I've remained unspoiled for years.
You are correct. The great Yuri Cosmos was looking into the room from the southern door.
What? It's the complete opposite of the testimony he's given us.
Now you've also a possibility a 3rd person was in the room.
They could have just been hiding, you know, directly next to the door.
The director and detective were near the southern door, meaning the killer couldn't have escaped through there. The western door required print recognition. The corridor beyond was filled with smoke. The only escape room left was the eastern control room door.
Or, you know, the trash chute. That also would have worked.
The only way to get through there was with Cosmos' fingerprints.
I'd start in 5 minutes, by the way.
In short, there'd be no escape for any 3rd person had there been one.
Ah! My 3rd person just disappeared. Like one of Trucy's magic tricks.
Order in the court. Cosmos, why did you tell such an outrageous lie? You were covering for the defendant, isn't that right? It was all for the love of my name. If I said I was in the eastern control room, it would mean the culprit could have escaped through the southern door. It would have meant there could have been a 3rd person. All I wanted was to protect Starbuck.
I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route. What a convoluted lie. Is he really covering for the defendant? I don't think he is. Looks like we've come to a conclusion. The defendant's argument, the possibility of a third person, has crumbled.
No!
It's over. Yikes. The judge is about to hand down his verdict.
Think, Phoenix, think.
This is the perfect time to try and turn my thinking around. If a third person had no way of escaping the scene, then what if one of the people at the scene was this third person?
Wait,
What if the whole premise is all wrong? Director Cosmos said that he and Detective Arm rushed to the scene together, but what if that premise isn't true? What if one of them reached the scene before the other? And if that person entered the lounge, then they would be that third person. The defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim and shot the director. There doesn't appear to be any room for argument against the claims. I will now render my verdict.
Objection!
Wow, the bare basic logic comprehension. Exactly. Please wait, Your Honor. There is still one possibility. It's better be good, Mr. Wright. There was no third person. It was just one person moving really fast, so it looked like two. It was Clay. He was the victim and the killer. There's one and only one person who could have escaped from the scene. That person would be the first person who arrived. Then, upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive came via the southern door, which is why the first person fled from the room, using an escape route that was accessible only to them. Written more about the theory. Or was just one person who could have escaped? Yuri could have, because of the fact that so many people.
Take that!
But that's... Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here? Of all the people who were at the scene, only the witness could have escaped. The director's the only one with the authority to open the control room door. That means... Exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness, Director Yuri Cosmos. Ah! What?
what?
I love the music. Order in the court, I say. Mr. Wright, you would explain yourself. I assert that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arm and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arm arrived after that, and... It's way too early for suit. Where's the catch? Yeah. I like the conspiracy theory there was only one beetle. The three are an optical illusion caused by Ringo moving too fast. There is no John Lennon. It's like Ringo Starr narrating everything in Thomas the Tank Engine. It's all one guy. Saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge, or like any of the Professor Layton games, because there's only like 4 voice actors, or any of the Super Mario Nation series where there's only 4 actors. That's why they fire those 2 warning shots. Ah! I've been hit! I've been hit on the starboard. Where the fuck does this accent keep coming from? Where the fuck does this accent keep coming from? You're supposed to have someone else.
Captain Wright is a direct hit on the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot.
Le Rush. Warning shots fired from enemy ship. Prepare to intercept. Cosmos, you've told a lie in this code once again. I've been hit on the port side. The enemy is called in reinforcements. Thanks to Cosmos, requesting permission to ask you return to reality. My ship will not go down anything less the ultimate weapon available.
Objection!
But I do have evidence. In fact, you could say your battleship bears its scar. If Director Cosmos is a third person or a black hole saw. Okay, cool. Director Cosmos must have been the one who fired the 10 caliber gun. When Detective Arm discovered him in the lounge. Speaking of Beatles, I found a Beatles cartoon last episode, Creepypasta, it's comically bad. Oh my god, that's the next... That's the Halloween thing we're doing. I think it's Halloween, actually. Because I've got a game that I want to play that I will most likely play next week. Halloween is on the Friday, which we could do. So I don't really have any, I don't have anything going on the Friday that I know of. Find out. Anyway, Little Bomb discovered him in the lounge. It only makes sense that he would have turned and shot at her. Therefore, more Yamaha sound effects. We love it. The evidence on the director's body is of a different kind than before. When we compare it against another piece of evidence, the mark you received from the third party will be all the proof we need to prove you were the one there in the lounge. Brace for further impact. Comparing him against this piece of evidence will prove you're the one in the lounge. The mark you received from the third party. Oh, the mark you received. Would it be the bullet from Arm's gun or the regular bullet? Assuming he fired the 10.
Take that!
He was hit by Arm, not... The 38 caliber bullet found on the floor at the scene didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Cosmos's metal. If we have that ricochet mark on the metal analysed, I'm sure the caliber will match. And if that mark proves to be from a 38 caliber bullet, it will prove you are the third person we've been looking for. The bridge is destroyed, losing altitude, all hands abandon ship. I'm not sure what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank. It was the 10 caliber bullet. In other words, it was the bullet fired by Yuri Cosmos. Isn't that right, director? You've got it all wrong. The engine has started again. It is a miracle I'm not going down yet. Yeah. Stop doesn't want to confess the truth. You don't want the history books to say a great man was a great liar?
Then accept your fate and tell the truth.
Are you giving the orders? Me the fate director. Mark with the Scottish accent again. Where the fuck does Scottish keep coming from? The great director of the Cosmos Space Center. You type from traveling with you. It's like, is this guy okay in the head? I don't think he is. The cosmos revolves around me. You went to Hideo Kojima? Oh my god. Ah! Someone get me off this thing. Hideo Kojima, holy shit. Will someone stop the witness from spinning? No, I don't want to. Is there a cutscene? I was hoping there was going to be a cutscene where it's like he just kept spinning. Cool. Thank goodness we were able to stop him from spinning off the face of the earth. While he was twirling, I took the liberty of running an analysis on the mark on the metal. It was made by a 38 caliber bullet, matching it with the size of Detective Arm's firearm. Ah! Ready to confess the truth, witness? You've got it all wrong. This is just a misunderstanding. I think he was just really shocked by how much Brazilians love him. Everyone loves Hideo Kojima. It's great.
He's gonna start piling on more lies?
Looks like it. But no matter how many lies he tells, I'm exposed them one by one. I'll make that liar tell the truth. What? Okay. This is the second half? That was the first half? What Cosmos saw? Oh shit, I accidentally clicked on that one. Fuck. No, we are continuing. We are continuing. No. Go on. Well, it was a nice stream, guys. OBS crashed again. Well, time to leave. Good night, your case 4. See you next week. I'm gonna quickly BRB while I grab another drink. So, because I've just run out of water, and I think we haven't got too much longer to go. So we will most likely finish case 4 and then start case 5. So give me a second.
So give me a second. I will see you in a second. There we go. Nip to the bathroom as well, so we got another bottle of water. There you go.
Director Cosmos, a new possibility has been presented by the defense.
I got to test the legendary game at the Congo Brazilian Drug Dealer 3. I opened a portal to hell trying to revive MIT and I need to close it. Oh my god, that's so good. That sounds so funny.
They're claiming you were this third person. Forgive me, I am so sorry.
Great Pioneer Space Development is revealed to be just another fabulous car. That's the actual name of the game? No. I only have one question. Should I send you off quickly or very quickly? The evidence doesn't lie, Cosmos, so don't try to talk your way out of this one. Fine, I'll tell the truth. It is just as all you say, Mr. Wright. It's true I was there in the boarding lounge. I got there before Arm, and when she arrived, she found warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped to the control room. It is, oh my god, I'm gonna need to check this on Steam later. I would pace the elevators all the way around to boarding lounge 1 again. I came up behind Arm and pretended to be the second on the scene. What a troublesome old man you are with such convoluted deeds and thoughts.
I see, so then... Are you still insisting you did not kill the victim?
Of course I am. When I arrived at the lounge alone, I saw the true killer. The great Yuri Cosmos with a history-making witness. Hold on just one moment. We proved a few minutes ago the third person Mr. Starbuck and Aura Blackwell saw was you. It wasn't me, I saw the person as well. If I were the killer, why would I lie to cover up for Starbuck? I would leave him to take the fall.
That is an excellent point.
I have no clue if Brazilian Drug Dealers 1 or 2 actually exist. I know there's games about those sort of things. Where it's like, learn to raise your own empire of X drug and Y whatever. I don't know.
It makes some sense if he told those lies to cover for Mr. Starbuck.
The lie's a lie, Athena.
So Cosmos claims he's not the culprit, but where's the proof?
I just remembered I have an alibi. Blackwell said she saw the killer at 10, correct? Yes, and? I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation. Ask any member of the staff you'd like, they'll corroborate. The director's not fibbing to the court, for one. I confirm he does have an alibi for the time specified. It plays like old Doom, so there's not much strategy. Yes! So you're claiming Blackwell saw the killer commit the crime first at 10. And you arrived at the lounge after that. I believe the person I saw is the same person Blackwell saw. Though it was pitch black, so it was more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. I couldn't actually see their face, but it was definitely the silhouette of an Earthling. It wasn't like some kind of replicant from another planet.
Anyway, as long as he has an alibi, we can't very well claim Director Cosmos was the killer.
We can't. Then again, maybe we don't need to. I wonder whether they were really covering for Starbuck. Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw. Very well, Director Cosmos, your testimony. Okay. Back to the Yamaha sound effects. I love that I can tell what sound effects there are. I don't know whether at some point I'm gonna have to like show my keyboard on stream and show exactly where I know this sound effect from. I don't know whether you can hear it, but it's me tapping on my electronic. I don't know whether you can hear it. As I tried to enter the lounge, the troop killer fired the gun. I had to avoid getting shot, but when I tried to get another look, they'd vanished. I was near the elevator side door and the launch pad 1 door, and the control room should have been shut tight to the killer. So you were shot at by the killer as well, and then they disappeared. Though luckily no harm came to my glorious body. Unfortunately, the bullet hit Terran's oxygen instead. I know because I heard a pang. Must have been the sound of a tank being ruptured.
But I thought the bullet hit his metal.
That was Detective Arm's bullet, remember?
Right, then what a mess this is turning into. Let's see. Cosmos is claiming that when he found Terran and his killer, the culprit shot a 10 caliber bullet at him.
I just quickly blow my nose again. Okay. Right, but it actually hit Terran's oxygen tank and ruptured it.
Then the killer disappeared and the director went into the boarding lounge. When Detective Arm caught up and fired those warning shots at him, judging by his medal, it looks like one of them almost took him out too.
Good summary, but that doesn't explain where our mystery killer went. Cosmos, I was wondering if you could elaborate on when the figure disappeared. I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at, but when I peeped back into the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed into the lounge straight away to investigate, but what I found was Terran with a knife and Starbuck out cold on the floor. So we have a culprit who vanished from a scene that has no escape route. Vanished without a trace. It's truly like one of the great mysteries of the cult.
Silence!
A riddle of the ages indeed, but I would rather know how a fibbing leech can be lauded as great. Lauded? Lauded? Lauded, I'm assuming. A great man is always misunderstood in his own time. He must remain true to himself, even if those around him do not understand. That might be the first true statement he said all day. But how do you suppose this person managed to vanish? Through the thingy? Because it was Spaceboy himself. When he was spotted by the director, he quickly feigned unconsciousness. It would certainly take all the mystery out of the idea of a vanishing culprit. Unless the person put on like an oxygen mask and then hid in the smoke and then waited for it all to go down, waited for everyone to put the bomb out and then left during that and pretended to be one of the victims of the smoke. That's a possibility. I don't want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter evidence. Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Starbuck on the floor? Because it was as dark as a black hole. I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished and I entered the room. It wasn't exactly helpful.
I'm prepared to accept your surrender right. I can't find any holes in his testimony, but I can't give up.
Why don't you let me help?
New Matrix time!
While the director was giving his testimony, I detected a cacophony of discord, which means he's hiding his true feelings from us.
This might help find out what happened to our vanished killer.
That'd be great. Let's see what you can do with him. Mood Matrix time! I wouldn't want to miss a chance to delve into a great mind. Yuri Cosmos, prepare to hand over the secrets of your heart to me.
Right, let's see it. What is the Discord emotion? Okay. As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me. Why is he angry here? I would expect surprise and sadness. Why anger? I hid to avoid getting shot. Okay, anger. Why is he consistently angry? When I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. Why is there no surprise here? Why is there no emotion here? I would expect there to be... I'd expect there to be surprise here. He's hiding his true feelings and he has zero obligations to tell us his true feelings. I was near the elevator door. Launchpad 1 door. Why is there sadness here? And the control room door should have been shut tight. This one is out of place, I think. Is there anything else that I... This one, his lack of, like, any emotion is probably my first thing about things. The second idea is possibly the sadness that he has going on in... like, talking about one of the doors, and I was like, why? I'm assuming he's sad because it didn't get to go off. I'm gonna say he's not surprised or fearful, maybe? The lack of surprise or the lack of fear, because they've gone.
Got it!
Okay, I was right, okay. Maybe he was just sad because of the fact that he, knew that if there was a shooter, the rocket wouldn't go off. I don't know. You must have thought it was very strange that the killer vanished into thin air. I did. That kind of thing doesn't happen usually. And yet at that time you barely registered any shock at the occurrence. Why are you... I can only think of one reason as to why you weren't surprised by the killer's vanishing act. But you must have had a good idea of where they went. No, of course not. Only I can enter the control room. The area beyond the launchpad door was filled with smoke, making it impassable. As for the southern door, I was standing right there. There was nowhere for the killer to run. Maybe or maybe not. You went into the room to check on Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Terran. What if the culprit took the opportunity to silently slip out through the southern door? I highly doubt it, as you recall, right as I entered the lounge. Detective Arm came rushing towards it via the southern hallway. Anyone tried to escape through there would have been caught. Yet the director wasn't surprised the killer vanished. You're absolutely sure there was no escape route for the culprit?
It's working. One more punch and it'll be a knockout. There seems to be one more emotion.
So there is another. Okay, so it might be the sadness, actually. Back in the Matrix. In the Matrix. This makes sense. All of this makes sense. I tried to avoid getting shot. That makes sense. When I tried to get another look, they'd vanished into thin air. That makes complete sense. Besides the one we already talked about. I was near the elevator side door. The other idea that I've got is this one. Because, like, why is he sad about that door and none of the others? The other idea is the potential anger. I'm gonna go here, and if it's not this one, it might be the anger.
Got it!
Okay. correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the launchpad door. The great Yuri Cosmos of Flame. What basis do you have for this outlandish accusation? Whether I have any basis or not, you seem quite distressed. I am most certainly not. Director Cosmos, there's something about the launchpad door you're not telling us, is there? Gah.
You speechless. Like you hit the nail on the head, boss. I'll just input those 2 pieces of data and... Yes, just what I wanted to see. Resto changeo, less discord. Looks like we're on the right track.
Thanks, Athena. Now to make sense of what I've learned. Cosmos wasn't surprised the culprit suddenly vanished from the lounge, which points to the possibility he knew where the killer had escaped to. Posture check. Oh, thank you for the posture check. Stretch. There we go. Furthermore, talking about the door to Launchpad makes him uneasy. In other words, he's probably hiding something about the Launchpad 1 door. When we put these 2 pieces, only one solution to this puzzle comes to mind. At least it's over, yeah. Did the real killer escape through here? Here? I think it might be here.
Take that!
Putting an oxygen mask, hiding in the smoke until everyone's gone, and then slipping out through the side door when everyone's in there. The culprit went through the Launchpad 1 door to escape. Yes, I mean, no disaster to Starbuck. We're gonna crash into an asteroid. A master tactician? You are not.
The area beyond the door was filled with smoke.
True, but this is still the only logical answer. If we can just figure out what the director is hiding about the Launchpad 1 door, we should be able to iron out the logical inconsistencies. That door requires fingerprint recognition. Only Starbuck, Terran, and I, eh? Those the killer could have opened the security lock using... Well, if one of the 2 was fainted, he could have easily... The killer could have easily used their handprint. That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding lounge, meaning there's a way he could have easily gotten past that security lock using their hands. We did examine the prints on the fingerprint recognition device, just the fingers, not the full palm. Using this person's fingerprints to get past the security lock. Starbuck, because we remember that it was his handprint. What? Mr. Starbuck was lying unconscious in the boarding lounge. Anybody could have easily gotten past the security lock by using Starbuck's prints. And actually, Mr. Starbuck's prints are exactly what we found on the device's screen. Ah! It looks like he does have something to hide about the Launchpad 1 door. Everyone except Konami. And I bet it's something to do with the culprit's escape route. But I don't have enough information to see the whole picture yet. You know, something just occurred to me. Would you like to hear it? Huh? Yes, by all means. There's a security camera in boarding lounge 1. The one that recorded the victim and defendant. What about? What about it, Your Honor? The true culprit escaped in the Launchpad 1 corridor. The mind recording the security footage. No, because it cut off. The mystery would be solved. What do you think of my logic? I mean, it is good logic if it wasn't done. I hope you didn't strain your faculties too much for that, your boldness. I beg your pardon, I thought it was a pretty good idea. If we play the security footage beyond this point... It stops. Oh, the footage cuts! The camera was running on backup power, but apparently the power cables were damaged. Most likely by the after effects of the explosion. After effects? I don't use that to edit. There's no footage after this, be it of criminals or space aliens. I thought it was such a good idea. Just because your grandchild is watching from the gallery, it doesn't mean you should try to show it off too much. Grandpa boldness. Prosecutor Blackwell, how do you know about my grandchild? He has spouted that he has one.
I think his grandchild just learned a little too much about the harshness of the adult world.
What are they, sitting in the gallery like they're a Strictly audience? Or Dancing with the Stars for you people in America? Setting aside the idea of grandchildren, I'd like to have the witness continue. Cosmos, could you tell us more about when you entered the lounge? If I must. I hit avoid getting shot. A sadness here. After the killer vanished, I went into the lounge. He's in constant fear here, so this is correct. Info update. Well, that's when Arm appeared from the elevator side door, so he's got big surprise here. I get anger and fear, I guess. Could you imagine a collab between Toby Fox? Didn't they take like one massive photo earlier this year in which they had some of the best game devs all at once? Yeah, not exclusively Pachinko, yeah. Okay, I'm thinking, is it the... It could be this one. I would understand surprise, a lot of surprise. Why is he angry here?
Got it!
Is it? Review your emotions alongside your testimony to find the unexpected emotion. Wait, there really isn't anything strange here. It was an award show thing, yeah. Okay, no, it's not that one. Okay. Why is he less surprised when she shoots at him than when she arrives? I think it's either going to be this surprise or the other surprise. Kodaka and Yokotaro were there? Yeah. Because I saw somebody doing a drawing of all of them together as like Makoto and one of the characters from Shibuya Scramble, and I think it's either this one or the other surprise, right? And a Sans, and it was so good. Director Cosmos, why were you so surprised when Detective Arm found you, and again when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural? What? No. I would say, why are you less surprised when she fired at you than when she first arrived? Even great men have ordinary human feelings. Our bodies are bound by the forces of gravity and emotion. I think Sakurai was the head judge. Yes, I saw that. It was so cool. Even a great man experiences surprise. Yeah, I get that, but it's the fact that you experienced more surprise when Arm arrived than you did when she shot at you. Surely it should be the other way round. It's not the fact that you were surprised, but rather what you were surprised by. Pardon? First, you were surprised when Detective Arm found you in the lounge. And just after that, you were of course again surprised when she shot at you. But considering what you were surprised about, a strange phenomenon occurs here. Director Cosmos, what is strange about your surprise reaction is the fact that you were more surprised when Arm came. You were surprised when Detective Arm shot at you, yes. But the surprise you felt when she found you in the lounge was much greater. The fact that you were more surprised by simply being found than being shot at suggests to me you were conflicted about whatever it was you were doing there. The enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence, hide under your desk. Shibuya Scrum was so good, we need more FMV visual novels. Yeah, I have Shibuya Scramble on my wish list now, so I'm waiting for it to go on sale before I get it. Same with Shoot and Order and The Root Trees Are Dead. I'm waiting for that to go on sale, so I'm gonna have to wait until the winter sale for that one. Please tell me I finally sunk his battleship. 30. Oh god, we've got more.
I'm getting less Discord now. That must mean he really is hiding something about that launchpad door.
Okay. Whatever he's hiding most likely something to do with the killer's escape.
I wonder what it could be.
If he was doing something suspicious around that door, maybe we can spot some change between before he came to the room and after.
Fulbright give us a photo taken after the crime.
Because the knob was turned in the photo. Because it's side to side in this photo. And it's vertical. It's horizontal in this photo and it's vertical in the other photo.
This is footage of the door before. And this is how it looked after.
Yeah, look, literally what I'm pointing at right now. It's vertical here and horizontal in the other photo. Look at that. There is a change. Something's definitely different. The door's closed. No. Director Cosmos. What the people they'll remember though? Finding the answer to what you were doing when Detective Arm found you, that's what. The answer lies clearly in this footage. All we have to do is compare it to the photo that was taken during the investigation. Don't be ridiculous. If you really do have an answer, you'd have pointed it out already. He's asking for it. This is what changed directly after the incident. This?
Take that!
The answer is this knob. Which, you twisted it. You twisted your knob, love. That's gonna sound so weird. Ugh. Anyway, Your Honor, please take a look at this footage. Let's see, Take a look at the knob next to the launchpad door. As you can see, it's horizontal. It is, isn't it? However, when we investigated the scene of the crime yesterday, the knob was vertical. And what does that mean? Ow. It means that sometime between before the director arrived and after, someone turned this knob. Ah! After the scene was discovered, you were the only one who could have turned it. Come on now, Director Cosmos. Let's hear what you have to say. What were you trying to do by turning that knob into the door? Ah! I admit it. You're right, I did turn that knob. But that knob is a safety lock meant to keep the launch pad in place. I was afraid there would be more explosions. I wanted to move it away. You wanted to do what? Oh, because they said in the thingy that the pads can swap places. Did Panko tell us something about how they prepared a launch? Apparently there was another game like Shibuya Scramble on the PS1 or PS2, but it was never localized. No! All I remember from Shibuya Scramble was the big cat, and that's the only character I know from it.
Once the launch pad's fully assembled, it's moved to the launch site,
which leaves the Space Museum.
The safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be disengaged first.
I guess it clears up what that knob's for.
So if the killer escaped into the Launchpad 1 corridor, maybe they were transported along with the launch pad to the launch site.
I don't think so. The Launchpad 1 corridor was full of smoke. I don't think they could escape that corridor. The big cat is amazing? Yes!
Where did the killer escape to?
I guess there are still some things we have to uncover. Director Cosmos, I request you tell us about moving the launchpad in more detail. Fine, we'll listen carefully, for I'm about to make history-making testimony. Okay, cool. Oh, and more mood matrix. Okay. I had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. Why is he happy here? I think it might be the happiness there. Okay, it's the first one. I think it's happiness. Yeah.
Got it!
Why were you happy? Hydration time. Ugh. As long as I'm not getting drowned. We'll find out. I had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. Make it sound like you were reluctant to do so, and yet when you did it, you felt some joy, as if you were very pleased with yourself. Ah! How do you do it? How do you know everything as if you were there?
Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is the power of analytical psychology.
What are the sick plant? What? I feel like I'm having a stroke. James Nond is having a stroke. Please call the bondulance. That's one of my vocal things at the moment. It's very funny.
Can you explain why you felt joy when you would disengage the safety lock? I love the random vocal things. Call the bondulance. Yeah. James Nond is having a stronk. It's the fun vocal things that are randomly arriving alongside the god fucking damn it Magenta. We just buried a guy alive. But he was dead when we buried him. Not anymore. I don't know what that's from, but it's very funny. Anyway, when I think back on the facts I've discovered up to this point, I have to believe you were trying to fulfill some hidden agenda. Oh my god, agenda! You have one of those. How do you know about that too? Call the bondulance, but not for me. Fucking dying in the back. Because I'm more or less a pro at guessing. But you have no proof I had a hidden agenda. Well, considering you're lying in court consistently, I feel like you do. And even if I did, I would never tell you. I know what they say. Hey, people regress as they grow older, but you, sir, take the cake. And how could you doubt a man with such great intensity, intelligence, and integrity? I can't say any of those words in this accent.
Silence!
You, a man of integrity. Don't make me laugh. Prosecutor Blackquill. What came over him all of a sudden? You spouted nothing but falsity since you stepped up to the stand. You're not the kind of man that will be glorified in the annals of history. Not for greatness, anyway. Unless you consider greatest barefaced liar an honour. Ah, yeah. Gulp, his words bite harder than his blade. You moved Launchpad 1 after the explosion. My, how naive you are. You failed to recognize even the facts themselves have betrayed you. You know, just a thought, but modern English can be your friend. I don't like saying those things. Here's a thought for you. Immediately following the bombing, Launchpad 1 was on the boarding lounge 1 side. The police confirmed it. Oh, so it was the other way round. So it was the, It was, another platform was on that side, and then it was moved, and then the actual launch pad... Wait, I'm assuming it means that they were doing a test launch. They were doing a test launch, not a real one, and they were testing it on maybe another launch pad. Why have I got a feeling this was done in Flipperclip? I don't use Flipperclip anymore. I've tried once. Never again.
That means the director didn't move the launch pad.
Curse my judgment for calling history's greatest liar to the witness stand. Let us leave him to indulge in his lies and war games to his heart's content. Liar!
Objection!
It doesn't make sense. You can't deny someone turned that knob. And once the safety lock was released, I'm sure the pad must have went somewhere. If we chase down the truth, we might find where the killer escaped. Ah! You're sure it must have went somewhere. We just might find out. Your arguments are nothing but conjecture, bluffing, and wishful thinking. Stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it is. You're not man enough to, boy.
Talk about hitting below the belt.
No, I don't want him to hit me below the belt, thank you very much. I don't understand it. I'm sure Director Cosmos must have moved the launch pad. How many throwing knives does this guy have? Yes. The knob was definitely turned after he came to the lounge, but the launch pad is right where it's supposed to be. Wait a minute, maybe I have it all backwards. What if the director turned the knob not to move the launch pad away, but to bring the launch pad to them, but to bring it back to where it was supposed to be? What are you blathering about? What if the launch pad was at the launch site before the incident? Then after the incident, Director Cosmos moved it back to its usual spot. All he had to do was turn the knob to call the launch pad back, and it would be right where the police would find it. Ow! My hair! Why are you sighing?
You made him sigh like Mr. Starbuck.
Was what I said really that off base? It
pains me to have to explain how wrong your logic is to you. However, our great liar turned the knob only after he discovered the crime scene, yet to bring it back. The pad existed beyond the lounge where our astro wonders made their escape, a fact that had been recorded for posterity on firmless film. Right. To reiterate, stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is, boy.
God of War reference.
Get a grip, Mr. Right, and focus. We know the launch pad must have been moved.
But our deductions and actual facts of the case are in direct contradictions of each other.
Maybe the two astronauts never actually boarded the rocket. The footage could be fake, taken with body doubles after the incident. On second thought, there's too far-fetched even for me.
Never actually boarded the rocket. Could have boarded the other platform. Wait a minute, maybe, just maybe. Prosecutor Blackwell, what if I told you the two astronauts never set foot inside the launch pad area, but instead went into another place? Ooh, new music. What if when the director moved launch pad 1 back, it was not from the launch site, but from another place? What would you say then?
Cut the existential bullshit or I'll cut you.
You're very British, man. He uses a knife.
Cut the bullshit, mate.
Mr. Right, you will explain yourself.
I know I'm right.
Phoenix right. It was all the other way around from the beginning. Very well, Your Honor. Let me explain. Director Cosmos' reason for moving Launchpad 1 was to switch it with another place. Because he wanted to switch it with some other place. I'm sorry, but just say switch it. What can you possibly switch the Launchpad with? The other place. You'd be surprised, Your Honor. All it takes is a little thinking outside the box, and the answer becomes clear as day. This is what was switched with Launchpad 1, the Space Museum.
Take that!
Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum.
In the past, the Space Museum used to be Launchpad 2. It has all the same features as Launchpad 1 and can even be moved to the launch site, meaning the Space Museum and Launchpad 1 can also be switched with each other.
You can't mean...
The rocket the astronauts boarded was not the one in Launchpad 1. It was the one in the Space Museum because they were using it to test the flight, and that's why they got down.
What? Boulder Dash.
And yet it's the only explanation that accounts for every wriggle and inconsistency. This is how the Space Center was just before the incident. I see Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum have already switched places. That's right. And with the two switched like this, the astronauts entered the Space Museum from boarding lounge 1. This allowed the true killer to enter Launchpad 1 from boarding lounge 2 and set the bomb on the rocket.
Come to think of it, the door to the Space Museum from boarding lounge 2. Welcome! The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 to 7.
Exactly. Anyone could pass through the door to the Space Museum. There's no fingerprint recognition system on that door. In other words, with the two launchpads switched, someone other than Mr. Starbuck could have easily planted the bomb. Ooh. After setting the bomb on the rocket, the culprit snuck into boarding lounge 1 and waited there, concealed, in order to kill Mr. Terran when the two astronauts emerged from the Space Museum. Boom. Cool Miss Blackwell, Starbuck, and the director all saw a suspicious figure, who we could suppose after killing Mr. Terran, made their escape into the Space Museum. After that, Cosmos switched the two launch pads back, without realizing the killer was inside the Space Museum. And that's when the bomb went off. The killer then left the Space Museum and made a clean getaway. Ah!
Right, I see you know how to handle a sword and handle it well.
Perhaps I should call you Swordmaster Bluff. I'm a seasoned warrior who's cut down many a property.
Silence!
Unless you can prove your theory is no better than a rusty
Oh my god, he's having a moment. That's right, you have no proof I switched the launch pads. Somebody needs a better anger management counselor.
The launch pads really were switched. There might be a record of it somewhere.
At this point, Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched with each other, so the corridor beyond the door should be the one that belongs to the Space Museum.
Let's see. This is an image of the Launchpad 1 corridor. Do you see anything different when we compare it to the security footage?
Huh? That number on the floor, wow. It's really gonna handhold me through this, isn't it? It wasn't gonna, like... I thought it was gonna make us, like, pick the number or something, but no, it just straight up explains it. What do you know? It looks like we have proof after all.
And if this is just another bluff?
Don't worry, it's all right here. In this footage, oh, it's a number 2, that's one. Beyond this door is the corridor to the Space Museum.
Very well, answer this for me, if you would. What in this footage proves that the corridor belongs to the Space Museum?
Well, considering they literally just spelled it out for us, it's the number.
Take that!
There's a 1 on the floor of the Launchpad 1 corridor. Now take a look at the floor of the corridor in the security footage. Do you see the number on the floor behind the astronauts? It doesn't look like a 1, does it? Because what you see is actually part of a 2. Why is it a 2 and not a 1? Because the corridor you see is the one to the Space Museum. Ah!
And so that means the corridor in this footage was not filled with smoke.
Because the explosion didn't occur in the Space Museum. The explosion occurred in Launchpad 1, the side opposite the Space Museum. And now we know the 2 astronauts escaped from the Space Museum. The mystery from the previous trial about how they got down the ladder is cleared up. Mr. Terran, carrying Mr. Starbuck, simply took the elevator from the upper level down to the middle level.
Incredible, the 2 launch pads were actually switched. You would think someone would have noticed an event of this magnitude.
Everyone was down in the basement shelter when the launch pads were swapped back. There's no way anyone could have known what was happening on the surface. 0! Woo! Okay. Bye-bye. No more lies, Director Cosmos. It's high time you told us the truth. Ah! My honor, my glory, everything was slipping. I would deploy my weapon. Galactic engine ignition. What? It's going haywire. Ah! It won't stop. Ah! My stars, my glory. Ah! Bye. Jeez.
Really, Ron, you're steeping after that witness. I see we managed to retrieve you before you came to any harm.
Director Cosmos, do you admit you switched the launch pads?
I admit it's true. I switched Launchpad 1 for the Space Museum. It's got to hear words I can believe.
Before you do, Your Honor, 2 things. First, we don't know if Mr. Terran had prior knowledge. As for Mr. Starbuck, he was unaware of his surroundings thanks to his medication. Either way, Terran would have realised the instant he stepped into the Space Museum that it had been switched with Launchpad 1. My first question is, if the Space Museum was perfectly fine, why did Terran feel the need to put on such a dramatic display? Yeah. To fool the killer, maybe? As for the second question, I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the 2 launch pads to begin with.
Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast.
Oh, because he received the word that the rocket would be bombed, and so instead of putting them on that rocket and risking them, he put them on the Space Museum's rocket to make them believe to make at least Starbuck believe he was on the Hat 2 mission.
The director is terrified. Must have been one hell of a reason for not wanting to explain why.
Probably not a good time to try and pry it out of him, huh? Excuse me, but would you mind if I picked up my stars? Without my badge of rank, I'm nothing. I don't see why not. They would have helped the director retrieve his stars. Wait, the stars were an actual thing and it wasn't just like an effect? Oh my god, I love it. Oh, they're off his, yeah, they're off his jacket. There's a possibility of a culprit other than the defendant has presented itself. Starbuck, is there anything you wish to say? I don't get it. Don't get it? What don't you get? Director, why'd you do all that? From the very beginning, you never meant for the launch to go ahead. You tricked us. Starbuck, I'm sorry. I can't tell you the reason why, but I had to do it to protect the center. Director, will I ever get the chance to go into space again? Of course. I won't rest until it happens. I will get you into space again, my boy. Aww. And the dream is still alive. He knew he was doing it so that he would help.
Silence!
Oh, Blackwell, alright. You're not going into space, Starbuck, but prison. I won't have it any other way. Why are you so hung up on him? Exactly. I accept that launch pads really were switched, and if there were a third person, I suppose they could have escaped. I've yet to see proof of this third person's escape via the Space Museum. That's a good point. He's right. You don't have any proof. Starbuck, you will spill everything you know. Me? Where did you get those bombs? Tell me now. You don't. My blade shall feast on your blood. If I'm gonna die, I want to die in space. Kaito? No. No, wait. No, wrong character. I have to do something. Solomon Starbuck. Prepare yourself. Ah! Now you know violence isn't the answer, Black Quill. Stop tasering me, you twat! A annoyingly cheerful laugh. It can be none other than... Hey, I'm also here. Champion of Righteousness, Bobby Fulbright here. In justice, we trust. Detective Fulbright. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Lawyer. I hope I'm not too late. I don't believe we had an appointment. I tried to hurry, but I ended up helping a little old lady cross the street. And then I had to break up a cat fight. I tell you, justice really is a full-time job. Was it a fight between cats, or... Anyway, why are you here again? Because the defendant isn't the culprit, and I came to make sure that justice is served. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Fulbright, I always thought you were a bit touched in the head. But have you finally succumbed? Nope. Though it looks like you've succumbed to this phantom of yours. Open your eyes and let the evidence of justice uncloud your judgment. What evidence?
You come to think that he did say something about finding us some evidence.
Ba-da-da-da-doo-doo, flashback, flashback, flashback. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I didn't think he was serious, though.
Let's start in 5 minutes. So what is it, Detective? Is it something that will prove Starbuck's innocence? It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's that, a lighter? A lighter is thought to have been used by the culprit. The Space Museum's cleaning robot picked it up. It has the victim Clay Terran's blood along with his killer's fingerprints on it. What? Oh shit. New evidence. Order! Detective Fulbright, can I assume that the fingerprints don't belong to the defendant? You bet! Starbuck is totally innocent. This is it. This is just what I need. Well... Yikes. Your Honor, this is decisive evidence that supports the defence's earlier claim.
Bring yourself, Mr. Wright.
With pleasure, Your Honor. Recall where this lighter was found. Based on that, we can extrapolate that after the killer murdered Terran, they escaped with the lighter in hand into the Space Museum, where they dropped it. The switching of the two launch pads occurred. Finally, the killer left with boarding lounge 2 and made their escape. Meanwhile, Mr. Starbuck was found in boarding lounge 1 after the murder. A fact the director Cosmos has testified to. Starbuck couldn't possibly have been the one to drop the light.
Silence!
The defenders have free reign of the area until Cosmos appeared. Could he have not dropped the light in the Space Museum during that time?
Objection!
You'd like that to be true, wouldn't you? The director Cosmos testified that right after he saw the mysterious figure with a lighter, he went into the lounge and found the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. In other words, Mr. Starbuck wouldn't have had the time to double back to the museum. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, the lighter could only have been dropped by the killer. Or it's fake evidence. You know, that's the other opportunity. Starbuck's fingerprints were nowhere to be found in this lighter. I think you can understand what this means, don't you? This piece of evidence unequivocally proves Starbuck wasn't the culprit.
Oh, this doesn't need to be decisive evidence.
As for the remote switch that was found in Starbuck's pocket, we can assume it was planted by the killer on the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. No, there must be some mistake. Frankly, Blackwell, I've been worried about you. You've been chasing this phantom for 7 whole years. I understand your urgency with this.
Silence!
The case goes cold. Oh, the case goes cold tomorrow. Fulbright, you promised never to speak of it. Tomorrow? What about tomorrow? Tomorrow is Sunday. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. Given the body of evidence, I think it's safe to say the defendant is innocent in light of the fact it was impossible for him to have committed the crime. A few unanswered questions remain, so I look forward to seeing what you two uncover. But now the court finds the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, not guilty. Woo! He's just standing there. Apparently, in the original 3DS version, they zoomed in on the faces of the people and on the defense, whereas it's just really awkward when they're just not doing anything.
We did it, Mr. Wright. Looks like we pulled it off somehow, huh?
With some help from Detective Fulbright, yeah. Mr. Wright, Miss Sykes, thanks. And please thank Apollo for me, too. You were the best.
I wish we could tell Apollo about Mr. Starbuck's verdict.
Me too, but that's gonna have to wait.
Now that a verdict has been reached, I'd like to bring today's trial to a close. Court is adjourned.
Yay!
Objection!
Oh. Who said... Oh, Blackwell. Objection. It's too late to object, isn't it? It simply isn't possible. Something's wrong here.
Prosecutor Blackwell, are you satisfied with the verdict?
I think he's also noticed the change in personality a little bit as well. That's all I'm gonna say. Right. What were the results of the fingerprint analysis? Huh? The results? Well, I was in a hurry, and then there was that cat fight, and well... I kind of got carried away when I heard the prints weren't Mr. Starbuck, so... You've yet to read it? Blackwell, can you read out who the prints belong to? Oh no, we know what's coming! Upon thorough analysis, the fingerprints were found to belong to Athena Sykes. So says the report. What? What? Huh?
Me?
Oh shit.
Here's where case 5 picks up.
Order, I say. Miss Sykes, tell me of an explanation. We found printers proving the lighter could only belong to the killer. Finding your print on it can only lead to one grave conclusion.
Unless either, number one, this piece of evidence has been fabricated, or two, the fingerprints have been fabricated. Well, the fingerprints on the lighter could have been fabricated, because the killer could have been wearing gloves and simply used somebody else's prints for it. Or three, the fingerprint data itself is fake. Or, like, isn't correct.
I don't know how they got him here, but I know I'm not the culprit.
You can't be a defense attorney without being at least, like, framed for murder at least about twice. This can't be happening. We built my argument piece by piece, and I don't think any of our reasoning was faulty. How could it have led to this? Shit. Huh? What have I done? Forgive me. Oh god, I'm sorry.
Order. Detective Fulbright, stop your crime.
What in the world is happening here? The world's gone mad.
Order. I will have order.
Oh shit. Confusion spiraled into utter chaos. After all we fought for, the truth had turned cruelly on us to accuse Athena of the crime. Somewhere, somehow, everything had gone terribly wrong. We'd stumbled over the edge of reason and into the jaws of a twisted darkness. Into the dark age of the law! Yes! Oh, case number 4. I'm gonna just boop. Case 5. I'm gonna just move this over here. There we go. Boom. There we go. There we go. Cool. Save your current progress? Yes, please. Oh. We are going to begin the intro for case 5, and then we're going to find someone to raid, I believe. Depending on... Because I think it's been 4 hours now, and we managed to get to the end of case number 4. No one can escape their past. Blood. Oh, this is the thing we saw in case 1. The sins we've committed and the sadness we've caused. Oh, this is where Black caused murder. No matter how far we run, our past remains, as ever present as the moon in the sky. Persona 4. I am thou, thou art I. Shoot self. Wait, no, that's 3. Oh, cutscene. Moon. Moon railing. It looms in wait for the day when we are forced to face it. But only in doing so can we truly make peace and move on in hope towards tomorrow. Hope! Despair! No. Oh! December 20th, 1:23 p.m. Write Anything Agency.
They took Athena from the courtroom straight to the station. She's probably being questioned at this very moment. After this past year, I took it for granted those two would always be here. But now Apollo has gone off on his own to seek his own truth. My pursuit of the truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Some boss tie turned out to be.
At least I'm still here. I'm also here too.
Pal, how the fuck did you get in?
It's even quieter in here than usual.
It seems so empty too.
I just don't get it, Dad. All your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid.
I still believe it was. At least based on what we know.
And now Athena's the one who's being accused.
During the trial for the bombing and the murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center, the lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, innocent. Yeah, I think I'll know who we're raiding as well. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder. Can you second? Just checking this person is still on.
Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense.
None of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Where is the flaw in my reasoning? What have I gotten wrong in my case?
You know, Dad, if Athena was here, she wouldn't be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right, Dad?
Of course I will. And thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial is tomorrow. There's no time to waste. I'm gonna prove Athena's innocence. I'd better get out there and find some evidence.
Off we go then. We're gonna hunt for evidence that'll prove Athena's innocence.
Great. But before we go, I'd better tidy up the evidence I have on hand. Oh no, this person is going. Damn it, so I have to find someone else to raid. Unnecessary evidence left at the office. Athena is probably still in the middle of being questioned, so Trucy's right. The thing to start with is talking to people at the Space Center. And that is most likely where we will end it today. And we will be back next week for case number 5. I have the temptation to see how long the investigation takes. Because I have the temptation just to do a big finale stream of Case 5. But I don't know how long it is. We will find out. I need to just figure out someone to raid. I think we're going to raid someone a little bit bigger today. They're playing some Pokemon. And I hope you enjoy their presents. I need to actually... Oh no, I can't draw them for Vetober this year because I did them last year. Dang. We're going to raid someone a little bit bigger this year. This time. They should be on. Playing some Pokemon. And so have a good day with you wherever you are in the world. And I will see you for next week on Wednesday. We will be back with Date Everything. And on either Friday or Sunday, depending on how we're feeling, we are going to be playing our little Halloween game for this week. We're going to be playing a game called Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. And if we manage to do the 1,000 rooms in one go, if we manage to do all of them in one go,
we may be able to do the Dollhouse and Karamari Hospital, which are the two extra segments of the game. Thank you for showing up for the Ace Attorney thing, and I will see you next week. Give me a second. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna save while we get ready to raid. See you. There we go. See you, bye.